Hey Nathan.
Hey Ian, what's
When are
up?
we gonna start? When are we gonna start selling the podcast as NFTs?
So I've seen this abbreviation recently, and I don't
Yeah.
know what it means.
So I went
I
and did
have
the
no clue.
research because I'm fucking tired of hearing about it.
I see a lot
'Cause-
of people talking about like, is this part of like crypto art?
Yes. This is
Okay.
crypto. That's almost exactly what people are using it for. It is art that where you get an NFT, which is I need to read the word, a non-fungible token. And it runs off of
Okay.
Ethereum's blockchain. These are all
Okay.
words I don't understand.
I know what blockchain.
I hardly do. So it's pretty much people can sell you art and then give you this token, this fake digital token that I don't know what it means. I read this whole thing on The Verge about what is blockchain crypto art, NFTs explained, and I still don't understand because it sounds like this. Hey, I like your art. Can I have it? Sure. Thank you. I now have art. But instead it's like, I have art on my computer that I claim to own. But like you can still just go and hit save image on the art and keep it. Or just re-upload it and give it to other people. Where I could give you multiple copies of an art that I got with an NFT. But I can only have that. I have no idea. This shit makes no sense. It's so dumb though.
My favorite part of this is that like somebody tweeted like, yes, getting evicted because my rent got spiked by my landlord who is an artist because crypto art." Like, and it's like, oh, that's funny. Do you know what else is a thing I want to stop hearing about that I read on Twitter today, and it made me want to fucking just, I don't know, commit violence.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a super straight
A super
person?
straight? Is
a
that
super straight person?
is that like a high school homophobe?
No, a super straight, and this is something a lot of people are coming out as, is a straight person that not only will only date people of opposite gender, they also will only date cisgendered people.
I thought that was just straight people.
That's so straight people. If you're straight, you can still date trans. If you're a straight man and you date a trans woman, you're still straight. That's heterosexual. You are attracted to a woman.
See, that's where you and I differ here. I would just start saying, I would say, I'm not gay, but I'm certainly not straight.
No, that's.
I'm sure if my trans woman wife was like, I would prefer it if you didn't try to say that, I'd be like, well,
No, but,
it's easier
okay.
to say than saying I'm a super straight.
No, super straight people, like regular straight people, are attracted to people of the opposite gender, right? Like,
Yeah.
not every person. You're not you don't love every single woman, whether they are cis or trans.
Yeah,
Right.
some people go like, I don't like black women. Why?
That's weird.
I won't say I'm a racist, but you can certainly.
It's just
call
a
me one.
preference, bro. It's just a fucking preference.
Yeah.
All right. No, yeah. And whatever, you can, like, I'm not saying you have to be attracted to every trans person. There's a lot of hot trans women and men out there that, or like a lot of whom that just pass. Like, and it doesn't matter. Being a super straight is like, I'm so insecure. No,
Yeah.
just like, dude, could you imagine being heterosexual?
But also,
but being so heterosexual that you have to tell everybody about it.
I think this is one of those things where like I deal with like one of these guys all the time. I talk about him every once in a while, but like he has this thing where like there is like super liberal people who like, say you were at a bar and there was a woman who was trans and she passed, like she just like, you know,
Yeah.
to you she looks like a natural born woman.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong if you're the other way. Whatever. I'm not gonna keep I'm just gonna keep going. Not gonna keep trying to be like, I'm not being offensive right now. And then I'd be like, all right, so you're having a good time with that woman. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can take things further. And then you go like, I'm going to put the hand on the thigh because it looks like she kind of is into that. So you get in that visual consent. And then you go for it. And then she says, all right, but before we keep going, I have a pangus.
And then I go,
I still have that shit. And then if you're fine with it, you'd be like, you know what? Sure, let's keep going. I don't care. I'm a top though, so we have to define this now just to make sure. And then, or you could say, sorry, I'm not very comfortable with that, and you can stop.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you a piece of shit.
No,
but
I'm not. Hold on.
According to these dudes on the right, see they go I feel like if I get caught in that situation and say I'm not into it, they'll start beating me in the streets like the Nazi I am, or they are the Nazis. I love Gina Carano.
Yeah. No, so nobody's gonna say that you're a terrible person if your partner doesn't have whatever. Like, if you're not attracted to somebody, that's fine. And also, like, if you're in that situation and you learn information and you want to, pull back your consent, there is nothing fucking wrong with that. I'm not saying that. You can pull back
your consent for manyest things.
Anything, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of men, upon finding out that information from a partner, choose to murder that person, which is not okay.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. That's probably a bad move.
Yeah, so maybe, absolutely don't do that. Obviously use that information and be like, all right, well, that's not something I'm into, or I'm not interested in that right now. Whatever. I'm not going to tell you you're a terrible person. On the other hand, you don't need to run out and call yourself a super straight and be like, I only will have sex with cisgendered women.
Yeah, this feels like, how...
There's a lot of people you just truly can't tell. Like,
I'm sorry for this one. It's kind of like when bisexuals existed, and then someone showed up and said, like, I don't feel like I'm a bisexual because I'd fuck anything. I feel like I'm a pansexual. And it's like, it's the same thing, guys.
Oh, well, bi and pan people are the same thing. I think the difference is bi people tend to have a preference, whereas
that's
pan
the only
people
difference.
Don't.
Yeah, that is the only difference. But why can't you just say I'm a bisexual without limits?
Well, because it used to be...
I'm bisexual Ultimax.
Yeah. Well, because it used to be also that, like, bisexual are like, I'm attracted to men and women, but I'm not attracted to non-binary people. But then a lot of bisexual people are like fine with non-binary people.
I'm purely on the left and the right of the spectrum. Everything in between, I'm not into.
Exactly. But a lot of bi people are like, no, I'm also into non-binary people, but I also am still bi. So then, the difference between bi and pan is like more iffy now.
Oh God, this is like a super like.
Anyway, yeah. If you're a super straight and you're somebody who's like going to go out and say, I refuse to.
You're practically a TERF. You're practically...
it's literally, and the thing that's funny is TERFs are like accepting these people with open arms, these super straights.
Yeah.
And you realize that you are accepting, TERFs, you are feminists, many of you are lesbians. You are accepting heterosexual men over other homosexual and heterosexual women into your feminism.
Yeah.
Like, literally, what the fuck? It's so stupid.
The definition for super straight on Urban Dictionary is I can't fuck with Katie. They like left out the T but put the apostrophe still, and I don't know if that's like I don't know. It's just it's probably bad grammar, but I just think of like a dude who just can't be bothered to say the T but wants to say the word can't. Says, I can't fuck with Katie. She told me she's trans. Unfortunately, I'm super straight, and I want lovely mini-me kids around the house. You're fucked up. Don't have kids. Because your kids aren't mini-yous.
Yeah.
They will be different people. But
That's
also...
very funny. I actually did have to Google it.
I have. It was a TikTok thing, and I haven't seen it, so it's buried now for me. But, like, you can still, like, if you have a trans wife,
you can adopt children.
Or you could get a surrogate.
Yeah.
Where it's your stuff. It is still mini yous. It's just not mini your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's fine with it, fine with that, go for it.
I mean, it's probably more responsible to adopt because, like,
Oh, absolutely. But the thing is the guy in the definition specifically said he wants mini me. So he wants kids that look like
that's
him.
like what I'm
But-
saying is
or-
a lot of people are really egotistical, and that's why they want that.
or you could adopt kids and also raise them to have the same interests or like have mutual interests as you. If you really want mini, like, oh, I'm a football guy. I love football. It's like, okay, get your kid involved with football then, but the kid doesn't have to be genetically related to you.
Oh, and then your kid can grow up
My
to
dad
hate you
loves
because
hockey
you wanted
and
them
golf.
to be into football.
My dad loves hockey and golf. I don't like either of those things, but he's still my dad. It's not like my interests make me genetically related to this man.
Dude, if sharing interests with somebody made you genetically related, nobody would date anybody.
Oh man. Or you'd be like, yeah, I'm into incest constantly.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching the show. This is the whole episode. No, just kidding.
There's like no news this week. We had to.
Thanks so much for tuning into the show, guys. This is the Media Hole Podcast. It's a weekly podcast in which we talk about movies and television shows and comic books and video games and anime and manga and just regular news in general. I'm Nathan. I'm joined as always by my co-host Ian.
Hello.
So let's jump right into some news.
I thought you were gonna say, can we redo that because I burped?
Yeah, hold on. Hold on, guys. Fuck. We're gonna have to go back and actually do a take 2 on the last 12 minutes of podcast.
Yeah, all 12 minutes. All right, before the news, every single time. So I had like I had family over within the last week.
Yeah.
Because it was like around my sister's birthday and all that. So I have my pride flag right there.
Yeah.
my weed Satanist
Weed
pride
666
flag that I bought
pride
from Jeff Rosenstock, and
Yeah.
literally, my mom walks into the room. She says, "The fuck is that?" And then my sister who doesn't live here walks in and says, "I don't understand this at all." And I'm like, "I don't care. You don't have to.
Rad.
I can show you."
You love weed, the devil, and gayness.
I don't even love weed that much. I think it's just okay. She'd be like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "You don't have to know."
What is that even that you're holding?
This is one of the lady who did this
Your tattoo? One of your
on me.
tattoos?
Yeah, she did these. I was just gonna fucking open this to show you. Actually, she did these Hades prints.
Oh, sick.
I watched her stream them and do them and all that, and they were fire. So I bought them. But I want free shipping. Or like cheaper shipping. You know how it is.
Yeah.
So I got this print. This is my favorite monster from Monster Hunter World. It's Otogaron. And that's like the set with the hammer you can use and shit.
That's cool.
But yeah, once I find a place to hang these up, they'll be like, "Yo, you're fucking gay, bro." Because
Did you get a sexy man?
it's because
Hell yeah.
who would want? And then she also gave me a Zelda for free. There's like 4 in here.
Nice, dude.
So I got Megara. I got MILF. Not the one you're actually related to, so it's cool. And then I got Zagreus.
Nice. And
Hottie.
technically you're related to all of the gods.
Technically not the Chaos Gods, so... And Thanatos.
Nice.
The other one who you're not related to. Actually, yeah, you can fuck all the ones you're not related to.
Honestly, if they wanted it to be more accurate,
Greek,
you should have just been
cares?
able to fuck all of them. Yeah.
Well, it's because they're the ones they're
all
the
siblings.
gods, but they aren't in Hades, and you never actually make it to Mount Olympus.
Right, but like Zeus and Hera are siblings.
Yeah, and Hera gave birth to their
Hephaestus.
A bunch of them, like all of
Yeah.
them. Athena's
And,
chilling out there, and she's like, "Yeah, I've got my dad's dick in me sometimes. It's fucking whatever. We're Greek."
Yeah, and Hades, the guy Hades, is married to his own niece.
I don't know.
Which is somehow worse. Which is somehow worse than the sibling.
I think it, which is because also like, but his niece's mother is Demeter.
Yep.
Who is someone Hades fucked, and Hades is his brother.
Hold on. Demeter is brothers with Hades.
Demeter's a woman.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're siblings.
Are they? I thought she was like a different woman.
Nope.
Huh. See, it's all confusing.
Not really. There's just like 7 people who are siblings, and then a lot of them paired up and fucked.
Yeah.
Then, you know.
Yeah. Siblings: Hestia, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, Zeus, Charon, and then consort Zeus and Poseidon. All right, let's get on to the news.
News.
I have no idea what this first thing's about.
So,
fuck.
It was what?
Keep going. Just go on.
All right. So I guess Tim Allen's a fascist. Recently, this week, Tim Allen, actor from Home Improvement, The Santa Claus, Toy Story, he went on some podcast that's likely much worse than ours.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he say that he liked how Trump pissed people off and got away with it, and he would piss off liberals.
What a cuck.
Yeah. Anyway, so I guess he's a fascist, like a crypto-fascist or whatever.
Well, that makes sense. He was on that fucking show about living on a ranch. I think.
No, I think you're thinking of Last Man Standing, the show that he's currently on.
What show am I thinking of? That who's on the ranch? Well,
that's Sam Neill and Ashton Kutcher.
And Danny Masterson, who is I don't think on the show anymore because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tim Allen sucks, and it's really funny that he talks about pissing off liberals and how much he'd love to do that, because Tim Allen, very famously was a cocaine dealer in 1978 before he got caught, and he would have spent his whole life in prison, but he gave up a bunch of names because he's a fucking little snitch, a little fucking snitch, little loser, and he only got 2 years, and then he became an actor.
Okay, so once again, white people just have it all.
Yeah, so once again, Tim Allen, come on. You were in fucking Old Dogs.
You were in bad movies.
Tim Allen, you're the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Why does it make you feel anything if liberals are pissed off?
Yeah, I just looked up. They like the ranch and all that. They literally just killed off Danny Masterson by making him drive off of a cliff.
Wild.
Yeah. So let's go to Last Man Standing and just end it by saying no man standing.
Apparently that show
it's ending.
Had a crossover with Home Improvement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tim
That's
Allen.
dumb.
There was I'm not going to gut into it because the McElroy brothers had a great bit where the two Tim Allens fuck, but and then we're never going to beat that bit that they did. Also, it was like 2 months ago, but whatever.
Yeah. So actually,
that's the only reason I know it happened.
The show is ending next month or 2 months, May 20th. Okay.
Yeah, I think this was that.
So let's kill him.
That they're going to do. Yeah, fuck it. And now Chris Evans is Buzz Lightyear in that Buzz Lightyear movie that was announced. So
we have no need for him.
Society has outgrown the need for Tim Allen.
Yeah. Fuck him. Who cares? Fuck him. Like literally, just if you're white, and you hit and you're famous, and you hit the age of 60, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Let us have our memories of like, oh, fun TV dad. You don't have to hit me with this shit where it's like, oh yeah, fun TV dad, piece of shit, awful human being, just the worst.
Maybe in the reboot of Home Improvement, Jonathan Taylor Thomas can play the dad.
Also, I'm looking at this cast. that for Last Man Standing. It's nothing but white people, and then there's like one black dude, but his like everyone has like pretty like 360p pictures here. But then it gets to the black guy and it's like, oh, 144.
Except for Tim Allen, I'm assuming he's got a very high quality picture because he's actually famous.
Nah.
Oh.
What'd you just kick over?
Oh, my controller fell off the table with my foot.
Whoa, Jay Leno's on the show.
Damn,
also
dude,
a piece
they got
of shit.
Jay Leno. Is Jay Leno a piece of shit? I thought he was just kind of like a generic loser.
He's just an old white dude, but also I was listening to a podcast this week where their like entire episode was about the Britney documentary.
Oh yeah.
Where Jay Leno was one of the dudes who just did not help, and like on like the Tonight Show when she was on, he's like, "So, has anyone touched that pussy yet?" And then they were just talking about like fucking how crazy people were about Britney Spears' vagina when she was like a young, like a teen.
Like when she was 17.
He was like, from when she was famous up until Justin Timberlake pretty much said, "Yes, I was inside of her." And then called her like a slurry alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, bad guy.
Yeah, fuck Justin Timberlake.
Fuck anyone who shows up in that. And we should all publicly go out and lynch Dan Schneider.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not any news this week. But you know what else? I think I want to lynch myself. Because I have to wait a whole 2 more months to play Guilty Gear Strive.
Guilty Gear Strive.
A game that was so complete that the game was so finished. Like it was it was 95% done. The only thing
they got a lot of
probably 80 because Anji Mito wasn't in the beta. They announced Ino, so she was an unfinished character as well. And
or she just wasn't. They just didn't want to put her in the beta.
Yeah, same with Anji Mito because they probably wasn't balanced yet. And then Giovanna is definitely missing some moves because she's like an air-based character with no air moves. So the lobby system in that game was so dog shit that everyone went in to the review that they got and was like, game's amazing. The online, thank you for bringing rollback to fighting games. It's what we need. Every fighting game looks like shit now. FGC players are literally just like, I can't play any other ones. It's so bad. And then but then they're like, oh, but your lobby system? Dog shit. It's garbage. It is so, but like, in every Arc Sys games, it's like, hey, your lobby where your little cute avatar, you get to run around. How do you start a fight? There is cabinets you walk up to and start a fight with. You don't have to stance up in the middle of the room. And people ripped on it so hard that it's going to take 2 more months to change the entire lobby system.
That's fair, though. People complain.
It's very
it gets
reasonable.
fixed.
Yeah.
Yep. 2 months is not a long time in the scope of these things.
Yeah, also in the scope of COVID. Time just flies by because you can't live your life.
Time goes by
very quickly.
And speaking of time going by very quickly and games that are bad,
they don't want the time to go by very quickly when you play through this piece of shit anymore.
Hey, Squeenix and Crystal D continue to make bad decisions with Marvel's The Avengers, a game that I feel almost bad about complimenting back when it came out. So right before the already pretty delayed first story DLC, the Hawkeye one, and the next gen upgrade,
and the Spider-Man stuff, which I saw an article that was like, is this even happening anymore?
Yeah. They've decided to make the XP requirements to level up between the levels 25 and 50 higher, when the biggest complaint with the game is the grindiness. Getting to level 50 in this game means you've unlocked all of the combat moves, which means that the game goes from being more button mashy to being like, because you get an ability point every time you level up, right? And
it's combos.
Yeah,
that's what it's.
Moves.
Oh my god!
That's what you're unlocking on the ability tree. You're getting combat.
I thought it would be as worthless as like Cyberpunks, where like everything is just like, oh, you get +10 to some bullshit.
No, It sucks. It sucks so bad every time a new thing I learn about this fucking game. Because this game, I like it. The story mode's good. The gameplay's good. Like, the combat's actually really well done. Especially once you've unlocked most of the moves. But the fucking choices, the games as a serviceness is so bad. Like, the side missions aren't fun, but the story's great. The characters play great. The visuals are nice. Like, it's not... It was buggy at launch, but it's a lot less now. Like, fuck. It's so frustrating. And that's the thing that was annoying when this game came out, is people shitting... like, the people shitting on it that are like, and the story sucks. You play as fucking Kamala Khan. And I'm like... She's the protagonist. It's a really well done story. It's well written. Fuck you. Why are you insulting the good parts of the video game?
Yeah, they decided it's because the main character wasn't like one that they were like the character from the MCU that they're like, oh, Chris Evans, cool.
Yeah, but it's like all of the event. If you want to tell like a story with a character arc, all the Avengers are like finished characters. Like, you know, kind of like at their core, they're finished. So like, having the main character be someone who has to learn to be a hero works.
It's cold in here. I found out why my room's always so cold, and it's not because of my fridge.
Okay.
There's a crack in the window.
Oh, that'll
like
do it.
in like the windowsill, not in the glass. So
okay.
I was like sitting down on my couch, just like playing Persona. And I was like, it's really cold in this one spot, and I like move, and it's just right there.
Well, that'll do it.
So I have a blanket, and I always have a sweater in here. What?
What?
This is ice. Okay. You know that thing? You ever see that like magic? It's not magic. It's science. Yeah. Where like you can take like a bottle of water, and if you get it right to the freezing point when it's still all liquid, like it's not slushy.
Oh, and then you like hit against the wall, and it's ice.
You just like boom, and then you just see like the ice rise.
Yeah.
That's, I think, what just happened with this, because I cracked it open while you were talking. I took a sip, and I'm like, yeah, that's the drink. And then I put it down, grabbed my sweater, came to take another one, ice.
What you drinking?
It's a bubbly.
Oh, nice.
I prefer LaCroix more. The problem
but bubbly's cheaper.
It's cheaper, yeah. It's they're both like $5 for a case, except bubbly is $12 and LaCroix is $8. I'm such a fucking old man. Like, I'm becoming one of those like dudes like who like when I was like 20, people would be like, oh yeah, LaCroix is nice, it's a good flavor. And I'm like, shut up, 30-year-old. And now I'm 25 and I'm like, yeah, LaCroix is a good flavor.
Yeah.
Also, I had a peace tea because they have a strawberry lemonade one now. And I was
I've had it.
Fucking love strawberry lemonade. I go and take a sip and I'm like, oh, too much.
Yeah, I actually
too much sugar.
I had to stop drinking the LaCroix because like they were weirdly like the fizziness. I don't drink a lot of fizzy stuff, so like that started upsetting my stomach, which is annoying.
I only have like one or two a day, so it's not a bad thing. Like I only have one or two things a day. That picked up on my Audacity. It's like it's my Discord to other shit. Oh
yeah, you might have like the noise suppression.
No, it's not noise suppression. It's the detecting thing. Automatic, the determined input sensitivity. I'm gonna lower this a bit because I'm like barely touching it.
Yeah, because I told you to turn the gain down so that you don't peak.
Yeah, because I usually have it at 2. All right, next.
Okay.
I can't believe it. The liberals are at it again. They don't like our books about rhyming and how how we don't like black people.
Anyway, guys,
also,
the point of this is Dr. Seuss isn't being canceled, you dumb fucks. And what that means is a bunch of people decided to start, and by people I mean fucking Republicans and conservatives, decided to start yet another culture war, which is that fucking Dr. Seuss, the company who publishes the books by Dr. Seuss, decided to stop selling 6 of the books. Those 6 books happen to contain depictions that were deemed unsensitive. Fucking insensitive is the word that I was looking for. insensitive, and on top of that, they are the 6 lowest selling fucking books.
One of them is the Lorax?
No? Nope.
Okay,
That's a lie.
I don't know why. I just looked up Dr. Seuss books banned books, and it says
Oh,
banned.
the Lorax was banned? No. The Lorax was banned because it's about environmentalism, and conservatives banned it at one point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They don't like to talk about cancel culture when it's them banning books. But they do like to do it when a company decides to stop selling books that don't sell well.
Oh, fuck off. I hate looking up things. I just need some info, and they're like, please disable ads. I'm like, no, it's not worth it. I'm here once.
Yeah,
And
I
to
think
I saw
one
it
of the
on Mulberry
books.
Street, if I ran the zoo, McElligot's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Super, and the Cat's Quizzer.
Have you heard of literally any of those?
Nope.
Yeah, I heard of the first two, the Mulberry Street and the If I Owned the Zoo, but those are really, again, it's not they didn't actually decide to stop selling these because they have insensitive portrayals of groups of people. They decided to stop selling these things because they don't sell well and printing them costs money.
Well, there is some things.
Right, they don't sell well because there is insensitive shit in it. That's probably one of the reasons why they don't sell
and
well.
The Cat's Quizzer, the Japanese character is referred to as a Japanese, has a bright yellow face, and is standing on what appears to be Mount Fuji. But, for sure, Dr. Seuss was not a racist.
Yeah, he was obviously he did
cool
make
political
some
cartoons.
Yeah, he did political cartoons that were positive later on, but obviously around World War II, he did make World War II propaganda. That's just a fact.
And guess what?
And a lot of that shit was
Japanese
racist.
were a bad guy in World War II.
And so they did a lot of racist cartoons about Japanese people, it wasn't cool then, certainly. But that doesn't, that's just how it is. And you shouldn't give your children World War II propaganda to read, especially ones that depict Japanese people poorly. Yeah. Because guess what? That's bad for your children.
Here's the thing. I personally don't believe in banning questionable media unless it's
it's
proper.
Not being banned.
It's just not publicated or whatever.
A company owns it, and they've decided to stop printing copies because they don't sell well. It's not even being banned.
Did they...
It's literal capitalism.
If it's still on the fucking... Well, there's still copies. You can go get them. But also, if I could go get an ebook and be oh, the Cat's Quizzer, and there it is, there sure.
Or you could sell it with a label saying nobody who's not a dipshit complains when people put things saying hey, this movie is old and contains depictions that were not okay, but we're gonna, we're leaving this disclaimer, but we're not gonna change the content of the movie now because that would be wrong.
When you go and watch a lot of the classic Disney movies, on
Disney Plus.
Yeah, on Disney Plus. We went to watch. We all watched Aladdin together.
Mm-hmm. And there's a little disclaimer.
There's a disclaimer, not because Aladdin is incredibly racist. It's not Song of the South racist. It's it's kind of stereotypical and they
it's just kind of offensive.
Horrible things that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a difference between being offensive and being racist.
Well, yeah, Aladdin's
all
not a
racist things
movie
are offensive. Not all offensive things are racist.
Yeah, Aladdin's not a movie that's racist from top to bottom. It's a movie that has offensive parts of it, and having a disclaimer is fine. You can be hey, right?
It was also made in 1992.
Yeah.
Just how things are. Things are old. Wow, Guy Ritchie directed it? No, he directed the 2019 one.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so shut up, nerds.
And hey, Republicans, in America, your country gets 2/3 of a 9/11 of new COVID deaths every day. Maybe fucking focus on a real problem instead of bullshitting Dr. Seuss.
9/11 is almost 2/3 if you break it down in fractions. but also it has decimals, so you actually can't break it down. I saw this bit where it was like Democrats out here trying to like pass COVID relief bills. Republicans, I'm reading Dr. Seuss to own the libs.
Yeah.
But
and
also,
of course,
Democrats also not trying to pass COVID relief bills.
Hey, do you remember that great man? We managed to get the first bisexual woman to Congress, and she comedically did a big fat thumbs down at the fucking minimum wage increase bill.
Yeah,
because Democrats, because the answer is Democrats are mostly rich people, and rich people don't give a fuck about poor people, and they want you to die.
I was talking to my friend in the military, and she is currently in Kuwait, and we were making jokes about how Kamala Harris bombing the Middle East is totally girl power.
Girl boss.
Yeah. Yas queen. Now that it's not just a white man making these decisions, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking dropping a fucking Predator drone with a big like Black Lives Matter logo on it. It's like
yeah. To just fucking kill black people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. I was this week I've just been watching a lot of Hassan.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Because, I just got to get radicalized in some way.
Nice.
But also if Hassan radicalized you, you're really not paying attention to what he's saying.
Yeah.
But so I fucking hate Joe Rogan now. Like, I've never really liked Joe Rogan. I know you don't like him, but I've always been like, whatever. He's like a meathead who just wants to do DMT and like understand human psychosis and wants to talk to like people like who understand that and can help explain things to him. But now every single time he talks, it's just like, yeah, so COVID is about using optics to control the populace. And it's just so wrong. Why is it that Target can be open but the small businesses can't? And like Hassan was just like, if it's a fucking grocery store, if it's a small grocery store, it can be open, you dumb fuck. Joe Rogan just has no idea what's going on.
Oh yeah, he's a dipshit, but the problem is he has so much influence.
Yeah, like, but then also he had like the woman he had on with him when he was talking about this was not like a pandemic specialist. She was not a doctor. She is a fucking Dutch American activist. It was Ayaan Hirsi Ali, which she's like also like hates Islamic people and is kind of like a racist despite the fact that she's not white.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's like, what, you have this fucking, you're an idiot, and usually you have someone smarter than you, but now you have also an idiot.
Well, I mean, he occasionally has people smarter than him. Remember, he has had fucking Jordan Peterson on that podcast.
Yes, but at the beginning of the pandemic, like right before we all went into lockdown, like January last year, he had a guy.
It was late March last year.
Was it?
Lockdown started, okay, at least in Canada.
No, but like he had a guy on his podcast who told him all about it and how it's going to be super bad and how it's going to go down. He was like a pandemic guy. Like that was his thing. And it was the guy who Biden hired for his like team for the pandemic shit. Yeah. So like, and then now he's like a year later going like, no, this is all a Democratic ploy to keep us in control.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Joe Rogan's a fucking idiot, and I'm tired of hearing about rich people.
Also, it's not a good podcast.
Yeah, not anymore.
Well, I mean, honestly, it never... I don't know. Maybe I just never liked the guy, and I don't think he's funny. I know a lot of people think he's funny, but I don't think he's funny. I think he's lame.
He was funny in the 90s. When he was like...
I couldn't tell you. I didn't watch stand-up in the 90s.
He was not on stand-up. Because Joe Rogan, shit, he was a stand-up, but I didn't see his stand-up. What I saw was him on news radio.
Well, he didn't write news radio either.
Yeah, but you can just, if you're good, like, you can't just give every actor a funny line and be like, say it, and now it's funny. They gotta, like, throw shit, like, they gotta vocalize it properly.
Yeah.
And that show's great. But, like, that show has, like, the most, what is it?
Didn't that show have like a fucking stacked writer's room?
I think so, and also it had like it's got Dave Foley, like Canadian comedy guy, Stephen Root, also hilarious, but then Andy Dick, unfortunate, but also this was like pre-crazy Andy Dick, and he was just kind of played like a neurotic nerd on the show. He wasn't like the hypersexual weirdo he became later. But and then it's got Joe Rogan. I skipped some people because I don't recognize their names. Joe Rogan, and they had Phil Hartman until he died.
Yeah,
and
but
then in season 5 they had John Lovitz, but no.
Oh, John Lovett's great.
He's fine.
I'm John Lovett.
Yeah, they had like a bunch of like SNL people.
Yeah, but didn't tell me the writers' room wasn't stacked though. Like,
I gotta go back.
Like I feel like
I closed the tab. Fuck.
Oh. Like I feel like it had like a lot of really like people who wrote on that show also became famous.
Fuck, I hate it because it's a TV show. It's hard to find like a list of writers, and I am on Wikipedia, so I'm gonna just go to IMDb.
Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah. This show ended when I was 4. It was created by Paul Sims, who doesn't do a lot of good stuff. Oh, he's a writer and executive producer of What We Do in the Shadows, so that's a plus.
Well, that'll do it.
And he was a writer for Letterman. Oh, okay.
Ron Weiner went on to produce Silicon Valley, 30 Rock, Futurama.
Josh Lieb. Who's this guy? What did he do? Also, What We Do in the Shadows, produced The Daily Show. Did some Fallon. Yeah, whatever. Let's move on. That was a cool show.
Yep. But yeah. Joe Rogan sucks and he should fuck off.
Yeah. You should open up that podcast money for someone else.
Everybody sub to Joe Rogan, sub to our podcast.
Yeah. Fuck you, Spotify.
Yeah. Eat shit, Spotify.
Yeah.
Why aren't we on the front page?
Why are you platforming this crazy man?
Yeah. Also, like, do you want to hear something really random that I didn't mention last week, but I should have?
What?
So you know how we recently had episode 69 of this show?
Yes.
Which I just named Agatha Along because that was the thing that happened that week.
Yeah.
Episode 69. Oh my god, we're so close. Holy shit. Episode 69 is sitting at 418 listens when we normally get like between like 3 and 7.
Nice. 2 more, please.
But also 418. Go back and download that episode. Only 2 of you.
Only 2 of you, please.
But yeah, man. But like the thing that was really sad is like we got that one was 418. Then episode 70 we only got the 3, and I was like, what did we do? What did we fucking do? And I checked, and it's like so, you know, our regular episodes. I've joked about it, but we generally get like a person from Canada, a person from the U.S., and then a person on the Ile-de-France, in France, and that's like very interesting. I don't know where we're getting this person from Ile-de-France, but they listen to every episode. So, like, again, I'd love to get a comment from you if you're a real person and not some bot or somebody using, like, a VPN.
But if you're a bot, hey, thanks, I guess.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But then, episode 69, we fucking randomly get, like, what has to be, like, I think 200 people from Brazil. Like,
maybe.
and like some from Rio de Janeiro, some from Sao Paulo.
Wait, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe there's like some bot that runs into Rio that's just like, oh shit. When you see something hit episode 69, you go and watch it.
But they don't listen to episode 70.
Who knows? I don't know.
And they all use Deezer. They all use Deezer, and I don't know why.
What's Deezer?
Deezer is a music and podcast platform that we're on because we're on fucking all of them.
And it's French.
Is Deezer French?
Yeah.
Oh. Then that's even more confusing.
Yeah, their headquarters are in the Isle of France. So maybe there's a guy who's a fan.
The headquarters of Deezer is in the Ile-de-France?
Yeah.
Does one person at Deezer have to listen to every episode of every podcast that gets posted?
Yeah, maybe they're trying to make sure that we aren't racist.
Yo, that'd be fucking wild. Yo, if you work at Deezer and you listen to our podcast, tweet at the Media Hole. I'm begging you. I'm begging you.
Or just comment under YouTube.
Comment on the YouTube, but you're probably using the platform that you work at, so
yeah. Or
tweet at the Media Hole, because I actually don't get notifications from YouTube comments, and I don't check them that much because we don't normally get any. Yeah, please. If you listen to us and you're on Deezer and you work at Deezer, or you live in the Ile-de-France, or you live in Brazil or whatever, because I think I'm pretty sure I know who the American that listens to us is.
I have no idea.
But yeah, tweet at the Media Hole, or just fucking, if you listen to this, you know what? There's a small enough amount of you. Anybody who listens to this episode, tweet at the Media Hole something, just like something random.
Boob.
I want one boob.
Yeah. I want some boob. And you know what? The liberals are at it again. They have taken so much from us, Nathan.
Yeah.
First, they were like, yo, you can't do this. And we're like, damn it. And then you make Lola Bunny have no titty and have her played by Don Cheadle.
She's not being played by Don Cheadle.
Is that not the controversy? I thought I saw the trailer and I saw that Don Cheadle's in it. I thought people were saying that that's Lola Bunny.
No. Don Cheadle is playing an AI named Al G Rhythm.
I hate that even more. I was thinking, all right. So
he's the villain of the piece because he wants all of LeBron James's
oh my god,
social
is this
media
Wreck-It
following.
Ralph too?
Yeah.
Oh wow. All right. So I desperately wanted to talk about this, and Nathan would try to sandbag me a bunch.
I said, not about even Ian, I said this as a fact about anybody, is that anyone who has any take about this one way or another has too much time on their hands.
Well,
and I'm not
I
wrong.
Absolutely do. So, okay, first of all, Lola Bunny has been desexualized in
quote,
the
unquote.
new version because we were all too horny in 1996. We were 1 year old, but it was there. Lola Bunny is responsible for all the furries in the world.
Well, the problem with Lola Bunny is that she's the only sexualized one.
Yeah, so I got one tweet here from Goose Escaped, who changed his name to say Warner Brothers Animation, says, "We're listening. We are pleased to announce that we will be giving Bugs Bunny an absolutely throbbing bulge in the next Space Jam." So,
yeah,
Lola Bunny's actual redesign of the outfit, great. Because why wouldn't she look like a basketball player and be wearing, like, athletic gear? That's totally fine. They have removed the titty because she was the only female character to have titty. So why?
And she's a rabbit.
She's a rabbit.
And rabbits don't have tits. They're not mammals.
Rabbits are... What?
Right? Don't they not have tits?
Rabbits are mammals.
Are they? But they didn't.
Well, but you know how their body is, so the tits would probably be lower on their body, like how dogs and they have multiple. Because I think they have live birth and they give the milk.
You know what? Maybe you're right.
They are small mammals. I think. Did you think they were like marsupials?
Yeah, I did.
Isn't that possums?
Maybe it's possums.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a biologist. I went to school to fucking do psychology and do film.
There's one issue with what they've done, and it was based off of what this feminist writer said, is that inherently removing the boob and saying now she's desexualized is saying that all boobs are sexual, and that if you are a woman with big boob, you are a sex object.
That is true. On top of that, a character being sexualized is not a good or bad thing. Human beings have sex. Sex is a positive thing.
Yeah.
It is normal. It is neutral to sexualize.
So
if the character isn't a sexual character, if they're not somebody who wants to be sexual and then you sexualize them, then that's bad.
So you've seen this image, though.
Which one? It was me, Barry. I made them draw Lola Bunny with fewer sexual
I was going to
features
bring that up because
so that
is
you
so
wouldn't
funny.
be horny and reduce your blood flow to make you a millisecond slow enough for me to kill Iris.
So but this image of Lola Bunny, you've seen that one. That's like the one they keep comparing it to. That's not a fucking shot from the movie. That's fan art. Lola Bunny in the actual movie is still has titty, but a lot less. Like it's still like hornier than her new design, but it's like it's not like the shorts are just they're still kind of like they're a lot higher.
I think the first one though. I think the first pic is very similar to a shot from the movie when they're all seeing her and they're going. I'm trying to whistle. I can't whistle.
The scene you're talking about is this one. I have a bunch of images saved. No, I don't have them saved. I have a tweet that shows that like the design of the first one is horny fan art, and the rest of it is what inspired the horny fan art. But it's still it's fan art. That's what it is.
Yeah, like I've said.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
My only problem is this face she's making in the redesign shot they've shown, because she just looks like Slappy Squirrel from Animaniacs.
Oh, that's true, but that's positive. That's a good thing.
Slappy Squirrel's the best character, but they're different animals. I'm kidding. It's so dumb to get mad that like something is slightly changed, because also it just shows that people haven't been paying attention, because Lola Bunny doesn't only exist in Space Jam.
Yeah, she's existed in cartoons in the last 20 years as well, and she doesn't have as big tit.
There's versions of Lola Bunny where she's quite literally just orange Bugs Bunny. Mm-hmm. She's not always like that, like looks like that.
Yeah, a lot of people were sharing clips from the newer Looney Tunes where she's played by Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
And she's great in that. She's hilarious.
Her original voice actress is coming back for the movie.
Oh, really? Who is it? Is it like somebody I would have heard of?
Kate Succi or Suchi.
No idea who that is.
I think she's a relatively unknown person. She was... Oh, she did voices in Tiny Toon Adventures.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That was back when cartoons didn't have to have actual regular actors.
Yeah, which... Let's kind of go back to that. That would be kind of cool.
Probably should. Yo, what the fuck? The Pacific Rim anime is on Netflix now. That's sick.
Oh, cool. That kind of just got dropped.
I knew like it was coming. I didn't realize how soon.
I keep what is with all these fucking actors coming from Cleveland?
Huh?
When we were watching Batman Begins last night, we kept finding out like that a bunch of actors in that movie are from like Toledo and Cleveland and shit. Like Katie Holmes is from Toledo.
Oh, she's from Toledo? I don't know.
Yeah. So she is...
And Christian Bale, of course, famously from Ohio.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So actually, she has some like good credits. She was, I don't know which characters these are actually. She plays Phil DeVille in the Rugrats.
Oh, Phil. Like... Isn't that Phil and what's the sister?
Phil and Ted? Phil and Lil, yeah.
Yeah, Phil and Lil. Yeah.
And she also plays their mom. Oh. That's a pretty good voice actor. Oh no, she does not. She plays a character named Lil DeVille.
Yeah, Phil.
No,
so she's Phil
name.
and Lil.
I'm an idiot.
She's Phil and Lil. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she does play her mom as well.
And the mom.
Yeah. Just in the movie though, which is weird. So she didn't play him in the TV show, just the movie. So she stole someone's job.
Nice.
She's a character in Recess School's Out. She was a Hawaiian woman in Lilo and Stitch.
She just played like a random person?
Yeah. Yeah, so she doesn't work very often, but when she does, it's in like a big thing.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. I forgot they made a new Hey Arnold movie.
Oh, fuck, they did.
She played Dexter's mom. Oh, wait, that's feature films. I wasn't even looking at TV.
That's probably why. So she is in the TV show for Rugrats.
Yeah, that's probably. Cubert Farnsworth. She plays Cubert? In
that
Futurama?
Makes sense. That makes sense, because that's an annoying voice too.
Yeah. Oh, God, I fucking hate Wikipedia's layout. I was like, only in the movies, and it was like direct-to-film thing. Oh, man. Yeah, so she does a lot of work. She was Kitty Pryde in the 1989 X-Men.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Pride of the X-Men.
X-Men,
was the...
Pride of the X-Men, but it's considered animated television, so maybe it was like a TV special.
Pride of the X-Men was a failed pilot for an earlier X-Men cartoon.
Oh, so it doesn't even have the good theme song.
No, it doesn't. Although I was more honestly like I just know the older one from the theme song. I was more of an X-Men Evolution kid.
She was Ripster's mom in Street Sharks.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Street Shark. I don't know why I pretended I've seen that show.
Same. It's like Street Sharks and Biker Mice from Mars. I just lie
I'm
about
so
it
inundated by like people 5 years older than me's
Yeah.
content, 5 and 10 years older than me content.
Well, yeah, because when we
that's
were
what
like
the internet
kids,
was
we
when
were
we were
getting
kids.
Yeah, but when we were younger, all the TV shows we were getting was like almost the reruns.
Yeah.
Like Dexter's Laboratory started in 1996.
Yeah, but like it.
But I
yeah,
watched that whole show when I was like a kid. Same with Hey Arnold, also started in 96. Johnny Bravo started in 97, but like these are all shows that like we grew up watching because
Johnny Bravo feels older.
But also because he's not a misogynist, because people have tried to be like, oh, he's a misogynist. I'm like, no, Johnny Bravo respects women. He's just too aggressive.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I really love this credit. In Clerks the Animated Series, she was Lady with the Dead Baby. Yeah. So yeah, she actually has a lot of work.
Well, good for her that she's coming back to voice a Lola Bunny.
She's coming back. She's taking her fucking role back.
Space Jam's
How dare you?
Space Jam's like hot take. Space Jam's not a good movie.
Oh no, it's not. It's bad.
And
as from
I don't even mean like good
the production of a movie.
I'm saying Space
great.
Jam's not even a good Looney Tunes movie. I prefer Back in Action. It's much.
I know you do because you're a fucking Brendan Fraser stan, but
who isn't?
You're right.
Brendan Fraser's better at acting.
What happened to him.
Brendan
Fraser's a fucking actor.
Yeah, but he's just a much more entertaining person to watch than Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Also, but you gotta give Michael Jordan the tiniest bit of credit for that, because he is not an actor and he pretty much acted to nothing on a green screen.
I guess that's true.
So not like, or a guy who is like sitting there awkwardly like down here like, hey, I'm Bugs.
Yeah, what's up, Dad?
Yeah. So, he did his best. He did his best for something that's not his job. I think we can be a lot more critical of LeBron James in this one, because arguably this movie's going to suck.
Oh yeah, pretty unquestionably.
Only because they took away her milkers. But no, it'll be just like, it's just going to be an okay film. That's about it.
Honestly, I think okay is like aiming pretty high.
That's what I would like. I would like to watch it and be like, this is nostalgia. This Bugs Bunny's pretty good. That's it.
Hey, this week the PlayStation 2 turned 21, and there was a bunch of articles written about it. So I've got a list here of 5 great, easily accessible PS2 games / remasters of PS2 games / remakes of PS2 games that you can play right now to celebrate. And those they're in no particular order, but we got Shadow of the Colossus. The remake of course is on PS4.
That's a cool game that I have never played.
Katamari Damacy Reroll. That's on pretty much every console now.
That I have played.
Final Fantasy 10 or 12 have HD remasters on every platform now.
That certainly is a game.
Those are 2 games.
Those certainly are games.
Yakuza 1 or 2 Kiwami.
Those are the best
pretty
games.
Much every platform, and you can play them right now. They're remakes of PS2 games. Persona 4 Golden is on PC and PS Vita.
Yeah.
It's a great sort of remaster.
If you have a piece of shit PC, you could probably still run Persona 4 Golden because it's a PS2 game.
Yep.
So if you have a fucking PlayStation emulator, you could definitely run Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, or if you own a PS Vita, you can take it on the go, baby.
Yeah, but no one has one of those.
I do. Well, I think Chris has mine.
Yeah, because he wanted to play. Actually, wasn't it that he wanted to play Golden?
It was that he wanted to
Or
play
he wanted
Golden.
didn't he also wanted to play the
Or he wanted
Ansem.
Emma to play Golden, but he also wanted to play P3 Portable.
Yeah.
And bonus, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Bad games.
Great games.
You know what sucks?
What?
My favorite games on the PS2 have no life outside of the PS2.
What games?
Well, Jack and Daxter, which there is the collection on the
they're all
PS4.
PS4.
But I would recommend stealing them instead because the PS4 runs a shitty emulator for those games.
Yeah.
When I was playing Jack and Daxter, I was playing Jack 2 on a PS4 Pro. I had massive frame drops, which it just should not happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
And
maybe just emulate it. But
there's Ratchet and Clank. There may be Ratchet and Clank PS4, but that game is not the same as the first Ratchet and Clank game, and has nothing to do with second or third, or the actual best Ratchet and Clank game, Ratchet Deadlocked.
yeah, Ratchet and Clank, the PS2 ones. I don't know if Deadlock's the best. I would still probably say Up Your Arsenal is slightly better, but I think Deadlock's a lot better than people say it is. Because everybody's like, Deadlock's the fucking worst one, you know?
Because they took out Clank. They made it like an arena shooter. Honestly, like it has the least variety in worlds, but I think has the most fun gameplay. So it's not like, oh look, I'm fucking going through a swamp or I'm going through
it's
a
just
city
a lot.
planet.
It's a lot less of a platformer and a lot more of an action game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like obviously the reaction to that one was so negative. That's why they made like all the other ones since more platformy.
Yeah, and then we
Like
got Rift Apart coming soon, so that's
Yep.
Pogarina. There are so many games coming in the next few months.
Dude, it's wild.
Yeah. Thank God I'll have all this time.
Near Replicant coming in April.
That one I'm probably going to sleep on for a minute.
Wild. Okay.
Actually, let me see if there's anything else coming out around them. Because if there's not...
I think Deathloop is coming out at like the same time as Near Replicant.
I'm going to sleep on Deathloop for sure.
Ooh, see, I'm getting both.
I don't want to spend the money on it right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or we'll see how much my my free money
Severance is.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting severance.
What?
I don't get severance.
Wow.
You have to work there for 5 years. I think I talked to your mom about this, and she also said the same thing. And then I went and looked into it in my actual company, and you have to work there for 5 years to get severance, which I think is bullshit because I have worked there for 4 years.
Yeah.
And you know what sucks even worse?
If you get laid off, you're supposed to get some
My sister has worked there for 4.5 years, and unless the place stays open until September for some fucking reason, she won't get severance. But also, she's getting transferred.
Yeah, so then
like
she won't need to get severance.
She's moving up in the company to like other portions. So
that's good.
April 22nd.
What else? So Ratchet and Clank gets play with sequels and that one remake more, but yeah.
That remake's not bad. It's
not a bad game. It's just worse.
It's not as good. It doesn't bite. Yeah. It doesn't have like the classic Ratchet and Clank like assholishness. Like Ratchet and Clank are not friends in the first game, but like in Ratchet and Clank PS4, they like pretty much meet up immediately, and there is like, we can help each other out. I want off this planet, and you need some help, and he's like, cool, we're best friends now.
Yeah, it's like a lot. And again, that's more because it's about them. It's based on the movie.
Yeah, it's just a bigger version of the movie, but the world with the game areas were still fun to play through.
The game's fun. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. What else would you say doesn't get any play? The PS2 games.
I feel I have one in my head. I just can't remember it. So let's just move on.
All right. Dark Cloud 2 also great game. Wild that the PS2 can drink now.
In America, it was allowed to drink like 2 years ago here.
Yep.
Or last year it was allowed to drink legally in Japan.
How dare you? All right, so now we're on to the weeks.
You can get fucked at 14, but you can't fucking have a drink for 6 more years.
Yeah.
Japan's a fucking awful country.
They're all bad.
Yeah, everyone has a problem, including Canada.
Yep.
All right, so.
So let's talk about the weeks. Video games. All right. So I don't know if you know this, but the new PS Plus games happened, and one of them is a game that we talked about on this podcast and said looked good, and that's the game Maquette.
Yeah. I saw that it was on your thing, and I was like, "What game is that?" And I went and looked it up, and
yep.
I was like, "Oh, this game," and I downloaded it. I have not played it though.
Okay, Maquette. So I'll try not to spoil it. Maquette is a game that I really liked, but it didn't go all the way there as like some of the other games that are like kind of like it. Like, you know, it didn't get me all the way where I was like, oh yes, this story and this gameplay together is working together to tell me something and make me feel something.
Yeah.
Like this is not the same way that like some other, you know, games like What Remains of Edith Finch like gutted me by the end, more so than this. But this game, you know, has more intricate puzzles than that game did. So Maquette tells the story from the point of view of a man who's like past this relationship, but he's like, you know, revisiting it. He's found like a notebook in a box, and he's like kind of reliving this relationship that he had with this woman.
Yeah.
Sometime before. You know, how it started, how they felt, and how obviously it ended. And it's a very good story, and the puzzle mechanic is very interesting. It is a good game. It's just, by the end, it just didn't get me there the same way. Like, I know a lot of people will talk about, like, oh, it's really good. Like, I don't know. Like, I weirdly didn't feel all the way there emotionally. But the music's great. The
so you
gameplay
had
is
something
quite
else
good.
to compare it to, and that ruined it for you.
I guess. Like, it, you know, I like games in that genre of, like, kind of story, first-person walking simulator type game. And I do enjoy a lot of games in that genre. And this is a very good one still. I'm not trying to talk shit. It's just it didn't get me there the same way that, like, you know, other games in the genre have in the past.
Sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's still great. You know, don't be like, oh, I'm not going to check out this game because Nathan says it was bad. It's not bad. It's just not the best in the world, which not everything can be.
Yeah.
But the puzzle mechanic's really cool, so you know, maybe that makes up for it.
Yeah.
I would recommend you play it all in one sitting. It's about like 2-3 hours long.
Okay, yeah.
It's like one of those that asks you to do that. Like, I had to come back to it, and then like I played for 10 minutes and then beat the game, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh, I wish I had just stayed here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll check that out maybe next week. So I'm gonna skip around on my list because this isn't ordered. So I played a demo for a game.
Oh, Outriders.
Outriders, which comes out on April 1st, and that's
a Squeenix game as a service game, right?
Yes. What a good fucking time for this game to come out because it's a joke. It is. Honestly, the game is pretty cool in my opinion. I'm not gonna play it because I'm done with games as a service shit right now.
Yep.
Because it just abuses my time, and I don't have the time at the moment. So it is a third-person shooter with some really odd control placements, an annoying-ass cover system that is decent enough when you actually get into it. But the cool part is the abilities you get to use, quickly refresh instead of like Destiny, where it's like, oh, I threw my grenade and I used my melee and my class ability, and now I have to wait 5 minutes before I can do that again. But like Outriders is like, you get 3 abilities. You can swap them out as you gain more when you level up. And those 3 abilities, like, you use the first one, it's back in 30 seconds. You use the next one, it's back in 15 seconds. And they have actual like functions. Like I played the Pyromancer class. And what that class is every enemy I light on fire, I slowly regain health while an enemy's on fire. Or I can just directly do like a life leech thing with them with like a little fucking fire electric bolt thing. But it also counts as an interrupt. So there's like more play with actually, you have a reason to use your spells. But this fucking game, like Nathan, when you play a demo, you probably just want to get into it, right? Like, you want to check out how the gameplay is. You don't just want to fucking see, like, I just want to fucking know what's going on. I don't want to know what's going on. I want to know how it's going on. I spent probably an hour of my playtime skipping cutscenes because I didn't want to see them. There is so much like, hey, can you watch this to understand why and how you become the Outrider? And I'm like, no, I just want to be there. And like, there's a lot of slow walking segments, and like
save that story stuff, or like minimize it for the demo and maximize it for the actual game, because literally, people are going to care.
It's one of those games where in the demo, whatever you do in the demo will be carried over to the full version of the game.
Oh, then that's why there's all the cutscenes.
I feel like what they could have done is just have that initial part, because you don't gain any gear in that initial part. It's just a story segment. I think they should have allowed you to skip it and then just been the part where you come out of like your cryo freeze because you get injured, and you come out into like the world, but it's like 50 years later. And there's like a civil war going on the planet, and they keep calling the people you came to the planet with, as they keep calling you guys fascists.
Yeah.
And I don't care to remember why.
Well, you're colonizing an alien planet.
But there's no aliens on the planet. The people who are calling you fascists are the people who landed. It's pretty much, Earth is fucked. Everyone left Earth on a space colony.
All right, it's a Gundam thing.
Yeah, so you all land on the planet, and then people lived on the planet, and then they saw that, I guess they were like, they immediately tried to go for capitalism.
Yeah.
And be like, no, the rich people are still in charge. Remember when we were rich on Earth and we totally fucked the entire planet over? Yeah, we're still rich here. We're good here. And then, like, I don't know, I skipped this part.
they send you to the planet. You
are what's called an Outrider, which is like not a super soldier, but like a well-trained soldier. Like, you're not a fucking Steve Rogers, you're a Sam his last name, Sam Wilson. So you go there, you do some shit. You get struck by like a lightning bolt, and that almost kills you. You get cryo freezed. You go into the future, and you wake up, and you got superpowers, and you use those superpowers to massacre the people who are calling you fascists. So which side am I really on here?
You're a bad guy. Does it have pulse pounding action like the other games by People Can Fly?
I would say the action was pretty good. It's just that this long, like, lead into actually getting to play the game was very boring and turned me off. But when I actually got to, like, use my abilities and use the weapons, I was like, this is kind of fun. It's just I don't want to play a game like this right now. And also, it was a demo. Like, my computer is not super high-end anymore because I need to get a new graphics card. But, like, I was getting a lot of frame stutters. And I was playing it on like medium to low, and I can play Cyberpunk on fucking high, so it's just poor optimization.
The developers, by the way, People Can Fly, responsible for co-developing the first 3 Gears of War, fully developing Bulletstorm.
That's why the cover system felt kind of familiar.
Being the lead developers on Gears of War Judgment, and then being a part of Epic Games. Until like leaving them, so they worked on like Fortnite and shit.
The first Gears of War, they actually developed the Windows port.
Yeah,
which is a weird port actually, because there's an entire mission in that game which is referenced in the game that you don't get to play on console. But
Wait, that you don't get to play on console?
Yeah, in the Windows version, there is it's like in the 4th act, because there's 5 acts in Gears.
Oh,
in
like
the
a Shakespeare
4th
book.
act, it just ends, like, on console, and then you teleport to, like, the final act. And then in the Windows version, it's like you get in this giant battle against, like, a Brumac, which is like a T-Rex with fucking machine guns and rockets.
Damn.
And then when you fight one in Gears of War 2, they go like, oh, man, I never wanted to do that again. And it's like, you did this before?
Yeah, but
so
then they also did Bulletstorm.
Yeah, they helped with Gears of War 2.
Yeah.
And
3.
They co-developed with I think they did the Windows port for Bulletstorm.
No, they did the whole of Bulletstorm. They were the lead. I know they co-developed it with Epic. They were the lead. They were owned by Epic, so they did get to co-develop. But they were the lead.
They did Gears of War Judgment. Ooh.
Yeah, and they were the only on Gears of War Judgment.
But they helped with Fortnite, so that's good.
They did. But yeah, I'm sure this game's probably all right.
Yeah, I think if they did it, I probably would have had a much better time if they just started me with superpowers. Like, even fucking Destiny, at the beginning of the game, it's like, here's a gun, you shoot 2 enemies, and then it's like, cool, now here's your superpowers.
I don't think there's anything wrong with front-loading with story in the actual game. It's just that's a bad choice for the demo.
Yeah, like, imagine, when I was bitching about it in Discord, I was like, imagine if you loaded up Mass Effect 1 and there was a demo for Mass Effect 1 and it loaded you into the Citadel part.
I mean, Mass Effect 2 literally opens the demo with the story. Yeah, you literally do the first thing.
I forgot you hadn't played Mass Effect 1.
Yeah. Mass Effect 2, the demo is what got me to play the game, and actually that does open with a lot of story.
Is it the
walking
through the
so you do the walking through the ship as it's being attacked at the beginning, and then you see that cutscene, and then you see the cutscenes with the Cerberus base, and then you do all of the Cerberus base, which including its cutscenes, and then the game's like, okay, now here's a part where you can jump ahead, and you jump ahead to the Jack mission.
Oh, okay. So you get that's a good demo.
Yeah,
because that
is a good demo.
But Mass Effect has always started with an actual mission, and then there's a lot of story stuff right after. So, like, in Mass Effect 1, you start the mission on Eden Prime. You, like, are on the ship. You talk to Keith David's character, and then you talk to Saren, I think? No, not Saren. Mm-hmm. Another Turian Spectre, and how this is, like, your test to be a Spectre. Like, the first human Spectre. So, you go through, you talk about it, and then you go and you're on the planet. And that's it. And then you play that entire mission, and then it goes to the Citadel, the boring shit. But that entire mission's a good enough demo.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, I think front loading with some story can help a demo, I guess. In retrospect, because
10 minutes max.
Yeah,
you can
that's about what it is. Because the beginning of Mass Effect 2, you walk through that ship as it's being destroyed, the Normandy and stuff, right? Like as Shepard. And it's a slow walk scene, just like, you know, other shit that you've complained about.
It's cool, and it's also just like, check out our fucking graphics. This is 2008. You can't handle this space shit.
Hell yeah.
It still kind of looks good in modern times as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm not going to say support Outriders because Square Enix has proven that even with a massive license that's like almost a license to print money, they can fuck up a fucking game as a service game.
But also, it's like, they're like, oh yeah, you know what's killing it? Final Fantasy 14. Let's just shove games as a service shit into everywhere.
Well, it's not even that. Honestly, the Marvel's Avengers thing was more based on like Destiny's success than anything.
And which is crazy. What success? Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not gonna play it. But I hope it does well enough that this company can continue to exist.
Yep.
But oh fuck, I closed the fucking tab by accident. But when did you say Nier whatever was coming out?
Oh, Nier Replicant's coming out in April, I believe.
Okay, so I think I'm actually free. I don't have anything to do. there was something else that I was thinking that I was going to give up on because the Mass Effect Legendary Collection comes out.
Yeah.
In thing.
I think also April, yeah.
No, it comes out in May, and there's another game that comes out in May that I'm probably going to skip until I have time because I want to play Mass Effect again. I was like literally thinking of playing Mass Effect again, and then they announced this, and I'm like, I got it now.
Wait.
Yeah. $60 for a port. $60 for 3 games, bitch. Don't come at me.
Yeah.
Also with new content and -1 piece of content, which I never played anyways.
There's no new content. It's just
new content in the fact that I can create a character. I can create good femshep. I won't because I want to romance the women. Even though she's a better fucking actor. Sorry, guy who played Shepard. So yeah. So what else you do?
Well, I started playing Cyberpunk again this week.
Yes. How far? What'd you do? Where are you at?
So like, I finished the storyline with Brigitte, and I killed all the voodoo boys, which was fun.
Oh yeah. Did you? Okay. When you got the offer from that dude, did you let him talk to you, or did you just say "fuck it" and jacked into him?
Which offer? Hold on.
It's the guy. So you go. They send you into the place where you have to go beat up all the muscly people, the animals.
Yeah.
And you come out on the, which I'm sure is funny for you because you're a fist boy, and these people are supposed to be like, I am huge. You cannot compete hand to hand, and you're just like bop 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 bop.
Yeah.
So you get to the guy. He's in the movie theater. He's like the standard white corpo dude. Mm-hmm. And he like tries to talk you down from like killing him or like forcibly taking the information, and then he tells you that there's a virus on your system, but you can ignore all of that and just forcefully jack into him, and it almost kills both of you.
I don't remember that.
So you probably listened to him or killed him and didn't even listen.
Is he a corpo or is he a media? Because I feel like I've had that happen with a media, but I could be wrong. Like where I talked to him.
Fuck. Just keep talking about what you did. I'm just going to Google it.
Okay, so yeah, I finished the Brigitte storyline and I killed all the voodoo boys because they fucked me.
I think regardless of what you do, you kill all the voodoo boys because you come back and you're pretty pissed, and then they jack in, and then you go to that fucking like post, that world where it's like, this is the edge of the dark web and there's someone on the other side and we want to pull them over, and then regardless you all come out fried. And they all die, and then they all try and kill you, thinking it's your fault.
Oh, okay.
This is one of those choices you do, and it literally does not matter.
So afterwards, so for me, what happened is afterwards they were like, "Oh yeah, you met with the lady."
The guy was a Netwatch agent.
I honestly don't remember. That could have been a Voodoo Boy thing from like when I played at Christmas. So I could have just forgotten.
There's a screenshot.
Is that the guy in the mall where you have to go through the whole mall doing shit? Okay, don't remember at all.
Okay. Did you do that before Christmas?
Did that before Christmas? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could not tell you what decision I made at this point that you've sent me. Yeah, but now I do remember it.
Okay. Actually, so I was wrong.
Yeah.
Me and you had the same outcome here, where we we ended up killing the voodoo boys. So I think you chose the work with the Netrunner one, because if you don't work with the Netrunner and you forcefully jack into him, and you get this fucking hit with this bug that almost kills you but kills all of the Netrunner's boys.
Oh, I think I did do that actually.
There is no extra combat at the end. So
okay, so I did that. I think I did that. And then later I met Alt Cunningham on the dark web, and then she is like now like a robot woman who doesn't care for the people. Yeah. So then I get out of the internet, and she goes like, hey, we're gonna still require you to do all this stuff for us, and like I was like, you said you were gonna fucking help me and you didn't fucking help me. And then it was like, yeah, you keep doing shit for us and maybe we'll see what we can do. And I was just like, fuck you. I pulled out my gun because it was an option. And then I killed every voodoo boy that came across me. And I did
you're
it.
Such a racist.
And I did it easily because I randomly from the animals bought a metal pipe with 1500 DPS. So I just swing it around and everybody dies. I've been doing cyber psychos randomly, and it's just you literally just hit them with the pipe, and that not only did I get them alive by beating them to death with this pipe, I get them in like 8 hits. It's wild.
Okay.
Which is really fun. Then I was like fucking around with missions. I finished the plot line with River. I finished the plot line with Panem.
Love Panams.
Panam's great.
Great. Are you playing a woman or a dude?
I'm playing a man, so I did date Panem.
Cool.
Yeah. We banged in a tank that was connected to our minds.
Oh, is that when you get the bang?
Yeah, yep.
I thought it was during the fucking mission after you saved her brother.
No.
Oh. Yeah, go on.
Oh, I was going to say that mission's good. The game is still deeply flawed, and there's so much side content, and there's part of me that really wants to do it, and there's part of me that's like, there's too fucking much.
There's a lot of it's good, but most of the stuff you want to just end up doing is like just all the companion shit. Like if you get a job from a companion, go do that one, because there is ones that like
I haven't yet met the man who you can date if
straight
you're
up,
a
me neither.
gay man.
I've beaten the game. I never met that man.
Yeah.
Like because you get them as like confidants, like pretty much like people that like the art, like River Ward, Panam, Judy, and that gay dude.
Yeah,
but I've never met him.
I don't know how you do.
But
River Ward, to be fair, meeting River Ward was like super random too. Like
someone gives you a job to go and meet him. That's about it.
You get a phone call from the guy who's going to become president. Oh, I did finish that plot line with the guy who wants to be the mayor, and that plot line's fucked up. Did you tell him the truth or no?
I told him the truth.
I did too. That was so messed up, dude.
Oh shit. What the fuck?
What?
This is so dumb. All right, so there's romantic encounters in the game.
Yeah.
Like pretty much like sex scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
So do you remember Meredith Stout? She's from very early on in the game.
Sounds familiar.
When you're going with Jackie to meet the Maelstrom to pick up the bot, the Flathead, you can go meet with Militech, and when you get there, she'll like you try and shake her hand, and her boy like smashes you against the door. I remember that. If you are cooperative with her and never insult her, she will text you to do a mission, which at the end of the mission, I guess you can bang.
Okay, that's weird.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
What?
They have a dildo bat. If you do her mission, at the end of it, there next to a bed, there is an iconic electric baton called Sir John Fallistiff. And I think that is very funny.
I think that's got to be a Falstaff, right? That's a Falstaff. Is that the reference we're doing?
I just thought Fallistiff, maybe a Falstaff. What's a Falstaff?
No, Falstaff, the character, Sir John Falstaff from.
Oh, but now it's a dick joke as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right? I think Falstaff. I think that's probably what
Sir
that's a
John
reference.
Falstaff. You know what?
Maybe it's not.
Yeah,
Sir
it
John.
is.
Yep.
Let's just say it is. And then that's the only one that's like not story based, because you can have the thing with Sky and Angel when you're trying to get info on what's her name?
What?
Evelyn. You can have the
Sky
thing
and Angel.
Yeah, it's like the dolls you go into. You go to clouds, and then you have that thing where you can like lay in bed with them. So you can have there's like then when you give your mind over to Johnny, there's like two sex scenes he goes through. There's one with Alt and another one with a character named Ruby Barrett.
Okay, I've only seen the Alt one.
Yeah. There's a Rogue one, so you can figure that one out.
Okay. Isn't she old?
Well, technically, they're all old. Rogue is like 80 years old, but looks like she could be like 45. But fucking, what's her name? The lady.
Alt?
No, not Alt, because Alt's a robot. Or like, she's dead, technically. Fucking spoilers for this game, whatever.
Yeah.
What's her name? The sister, not the Arasaka sister.
Oh, yeah, I haven't met her yet.
She is like 112, but she looks like she's 20. Hanako Arasaka.
That's the next mission I have. That's a story mission, but
she
I've
is
just been avoiding
78.
it. Just because I don't really like what's his name? Takamura?
You don't like him?
No.
Oh.
He's lame, and also I don't like how every Asian person in this game is like foreign and none of them are Asian American.
Are they none of them Asian American actors or
There's no, what I mean is literally none of the Asian characters that appear in Cyberpunk are Asian American.
Ah, okay.
Everybody's an immigrant. There are no Asian Americans left for some reason. They all have accents. None of them are fucking...
I have no idea why they do that.
It's such a weird choice.
They're just like, fuck it. Japan's so much cooler.
Yep. But yeah, anyway, Cyberpunk's like an okay game. It's not that great.
Carrie, is Carrie the gay option?
What?
I'm just trying to find the actual... Oh my god, Carrie... I have met him.
Who is he?
Carrie Uridine. He's He's the former guitarist of Samurai.
Oh, I thought he was like a corpo.
I thought so too, but he is the boyfriend option.
Oh.
Yeah, so like... If you're with Panam or Judy... then you get I think you get a good ending. If you're with River or Carrie, it's a bad ending, relationship wise. If you're with, if you choose the Aldecado's ending.
You mean because River, like you bang in like a room near one of his nieces and nephews?
If you go with the ending to get the Aldecados to help you with the Johnny thing, you and you're with Panam or Judy, you guys will leave Night City together and like go live out wherever. But if you're with River or Carrie,
you break up with them.
You like try and leave. I think you get an option when you're talking to them at the end to leave the city, and if you leave the city, they break up with you because they don't want to leave the city. I don't know. It's dumb. Well, anyways, I hope you finish it.
Yeah, maybe I
think the mission you're about to do with Takamura is the float mission, right? Mm-hmm. The parade. I think that's a fun mission. You get a pretty decent boss fight that you.
I ran around getting all the tarot cards.
Yeah, I did too because I think the art is really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's like, there's like a lot of things you do in this game that just amount to nothing. It's like, well, thanks. I went and got all the tarot cards. What did it get me? A line from Misty.
Yeah, but at least Misty's voiced by Erica Lindbeck, whom I like.
Yeah. You just like it because you're a pedophile.
No, I'm not, you fuck.
Technically, if you romanced anyone in P5, you're a pedophile.
Yep.
That's the fun logic games to play with people.
Except for, I guess, the adults?
No, because you're a child.
Oh, then you're a reverse pedophile.
You've been abused. It's dark.
All right, so that's the only games I have. So run through your things very quick.
All right,
Please.
so I played Persona 5 Strikers. Honestly,
How do you like it?
it's just okay. Like, I'm very bored a lot of the times, and those damage numbers aren't satisfying. I'm on the second jail now.
Oh wow, okay, you're much further than me.
Yeah,
Or not much,
so
but
also in classic Persona 5 fashion, or Persona fashion actually, it takes 10 hours to get through the first part of the game. Like, incredibly long for the type of game this is. But I don't like how you can't change party members in the middle of battle, because at the end, when I was fighting Alice as she was the monarch of the first jail. I don't know why she's not called a warden, because they aren't palaces anymore. Why would you call them monarchs? But whatever. So when you fight her, she is weak to 2 elements. I didn't have those elements in my party, so I wiped. I died in that time, and then when I went back in, the 2 elements it's like Morgana and Ryuji, or I think Anne. The thing is I feel like every boss is going to be like, who should you bring in? Well, who did you have available to you when you fought that boss in the base game? Like in Persona 5, like,
oh,
so
that makes
like
sense.
the first boss is weak to like fire and wind, because you get Morgana and Anne in the first palace. Also Ryuji, but Ryuji's the Yusuke and just kind of shows up. He's just your friend. He doesn't really have anything going on. And then during the second palace, Yusuke takes over, because the second guy is about art and he's like a fraud. So so Yusuke goes and makes like some shit.
You're not liking, do you at least like the story and stuff?
I
like
think
I like that.
The
I like
story
that
is like the only thing I like.
Well, you don't like the combat like at all?
I think it's just fine. It's just not like, you know how but it's the same with the way I am with actual Persona. Like, the more skills you get and the more ways you can like fluidly go throughout a battle, that's when the game gets fun to me. But when you're at the beginning and it's just like feels like Pokemon, I was like, all right. Because at the beginning, it's like, oh, you use the super effective against the super effective, and then you do an all-out attack. But then, like, by the third or even later in the second one, it's like, oh, now you can do baton passes and shit. Or you can, like, there's a lot more one-mores. It's like ways to keep the flow of the battle up. And that's much more fun. But right now, it just feels like I'm just kind of mashing buttons. But there is something I did find out.
What?
You can reorder moves, and whatever is the top move of your like your skill list is the one your persona does for your, like, you press like square 3 times and then triangle, they'll do a move. And whatever moves in the top of the skill list is the one they do.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
So that's why when you're using Arsene, he uses Eha.
Yeah.
But then when you switch to someone else, it'll be like, oh, it'll probably be an elemental move. But then I got one, and the third, I was like doing it, but their top move was a buff. So I just kept buffing myself over and over again.
Yeah, Pixie, which is like one of the first ones you get, for that one, the top move is Dia.
Yeah, so you would heal yourself all the time. I think it's nice. Terrible. I think it's a nice touch that using your persona, like doing persona moves in a combo doesn't take up SP. Like, you can,
doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It only takes it up if you hold R1 and select the move. Same with like physically damaging moves. It won't take up.
I don't know if that's true, Ian.
It is true, because I abuse them all the time and I never lose SP.
Oh.
Because I've gotten in tons of fights, because also I know in this game you can leave a dungeon and just come back whenever you want.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, where like the thing in Persona is like managing your stamina.
Mm-hmm.
But just leaving and coming back is just so cumbersome and annoying. I just want to like play straight through. It's like, I'm going to finish the game, absolutely. It's just that I feel like after playing like for 2 hours at a time, I start to get bored.
Yeah, I feel you there. I am only like 3 or 4 hours in still, because I am only playing like an hour or so at a time.
There is much better like friend interactions. Like, the reunion part of the game is the best part, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like Haru just being this like sweet ACAB like lady.
That was so I sent you that on Snapchat.
It happens multiple times like after that. where she just goes like,
we
"Cops
just
are bastards."
detest the police.
Yeah.
That's the funniest fucking shit. It's so good. I do love these characters, and I like this almost more than Royal in a way because I like the idea of this better.
I hope there's a way to bring Futaba into battle more. That is, because in Royal she has her own Showtime attack that you get to do, and I think it's really fun. But
see, I didn't get that far in Royal.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. But there's sometimes you'll do an all-out attack, and if it's Joker who initiates it, it won't be Joker's final win pose. It'll be like Futaba's, where she like comes in on the saucer, or like the Death Star thing drops a bomb, and then she goes over and knocks on it, and it explodes, and she does this like cute like victory pose as she blasts towards the screen.
That's awesome.
It's great. It's like
she's so funny, and she's really funny in this because she keeps using old-timey slang.
Yeah. That's
like her bit in this one.
She's great. Like there's just the reunion thing of the game is better, and the fact that it's like the reason why these kids have confronted their issues in life, and they're now like the people they come across, like the monarchs of the jails, they're like, this is a person who I could have become if I wasn't saved on my path by my friends. So I'm going to try and help this person. So like in the first one, it's Alice who is like a pop star who is abusing people. It's Anne. Or because if she kept being abused as a high school student, she might turn out to be this like fucked up adult or like young adult, because Alice is only like a year older than them. Or like the dude in the artist one, he's like a fraud because I don't know why he's a fraud right now, but assuming he might have lost his passion or something, like how Yusuke would have been like burned out like all the other students. Mm-hmm. But he wouldn't have left Madarame, he would have just been a husk, and then probably would have been like a crazy homeless dude. So it's like it's definitely going to keep going. Like, oh, this person's going to help this person. Maybe there's going to be one where like you meet up with some person and they're like in an arranged marriage, and Haru is like, "This is my time."
Or like somebody who's like a hikikomori.
Yeah, and it's Futaba.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like maybe the thing with Futaba is, or like the hikikomori is just like, I don't want to go outside. I don't think anyone else should. So I steal people's desires so they stay inside. Or I don't have enough people to do this raid and Final Fantasy 14 ripoff that we're talking about, so I'm going to convince people to stay inside and play Final Fantasy 14 all the time.
In Ryuga Gotoku Online for the mobile phone.
Yeah.
I love that Makoto is still talking about how much she loves Yakuza. Yeah. It's great.
I wish I could actually go and see it with her. Like, just let me... Yeah. That's the one thing I don't like, is that the only time you get to have friend stuff is in a group.
It's a story stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I would like more of like Bond stuff off to the side.
Yeah, I feel like they might... I don't know. Part of me feels like the Bond system is going to expand out and have like ones with individual characters, but I don't know.
I don't think so, because I've unlocked like a bunch of them. Like after the first palace, you unlock a ton of the secondary, like the questioned off ones, and it's more just like buffs and stuff. There's a food system that I really wish they just fucking gave you at the start of the game. Yeah. Because like you can make meals, kind of like how you can make curry, in the cafe in the base game. Now you can just walk up if you have the ingredients, and you can like make SP recovery items, and it's good because it's like, finally I have good SP recoveries.
I do get why the scope of this game is smaller, at least mechanically, because it was being developed at like around the same time by some of the same developers as Royal, so I understand that like...
Yeah, they were on loan to a different studio.
Yeah. Like, because literally the parts of this game that feel like Persona are actually by P Studio. Like it's a co-developed thing. It's not all Koei. So like and for that, I think this game winds up feeling, in my opinion, like really cool. Like it nails that Persona 5. It feels like the real fucking thing. It doesn't feel, like Hyrule Warriors has to fight to feel like Zelda. Same with like Fire Emblem Warriors and other shit, right? And this feels like it slides in so natural, Yeah. But yeah, maybe I should stop playing Cyberpunk and start playing P5S again.
Finish Cyberpunk. You're almost there. Like literally, P5S. you do that Hanako float mission, and then it's like the last mission in the game.
Oh shit. Okay, then I might as well just fucking
But
rush down.
at least save before you initiate it, because it asks you to.
Okay.
And then just make sure you have access to the Aldecados ending. Don't do the fucking corporate ending. It's not even worth playing through.
How do I access the Aldecados ending?
I think you just have to be friends with Pan Am. Like, I think
then I should have it, yeah.
I don't know, because I did all the all my friend content before I went and talked to, or before I even did the float mission. So I just had access to it. But I think maybe you would do the float mission and then the game would say, all right, you can't move forward until you make friends with everyone.
Yeah, because I haven't met the other guy you were talking about.
Because the Aldecados ending, I believe you only get to you always will get it because you just have to be friends with Pan Am and Judy. That's it.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
easy.
Did you did you do the mission where you go with Scorpion's funeral?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I like that. That's so stupid. I love it. He's just like, yep, he wants to go with a blaze of glory into that canyon. So and then you're just gonna yeet a car on fire in there. And he's like, yep. Saul would be pissed because we're wasting a vehicle, but fuck him. This was my gay lover.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. I don't actually know if they are gay, but I'm just going to say they are.
It's a vibe.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, P5S, good?
Yeah, good game.
All right, why did you say you want to do whatever you want to do? Or wait, Valheim...
I just want to destroy PlayStation because whenever I don't know why, it's been doing this a lot recently. When I go into the fucking store, and I'm like, let me scroll down real quick to like check. Because you know how like if you select the standard edition of the game, it'll say, hey, but maybe the digital deluxe edition if you're interested.
Yep.
And it gives you a good side-by-side comparison, unlike the old days where you had to like go between different fucking pages. But every single time you scroll through like the screenshots and video, it's like in the top right. In a loud notification, it says game recording paused. And shut the fuck up. Go away. I have like game recording disabled because of that shit, but it still pops up in menus. And the fact that it has to make a noise just bothers me. It's so annoying.
Yeah, that's annoying.
And it was like an
that's
option.
Probably not a destroy worthy thing though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. Valheim, you wouldn't be that interested in it because it's Minecraft, but it's like survival in 3D, and you're Vikings and you beat up deers.
Yeah, again, any of these games, if my friends were like, "Hey, we'll play with you," and accept the fact that you're like dog shit at most things, then yeah, I'd love to. But I don't know.
I just think this is one where
myself.
Even if you were like with friends, I think you would just be like, "Yeah, it's not. This is boring." But yeah, so. I'm going to play with that with Blake, actually, once this is done. Well, I'm going to run to the beer store, and then I'm going to play it with him.
Cool.
Yeah. So...
are you going to stream it?
What do you mean? Like on Twitch?
Yeah.
No. I don't want to. I'll stream it on my Discord.
That.
I should, especially like it's a popular game. It's just that like I feel like...
honestly, as much as I'm like terrible at remembering to do it and stuff and setting myself up, I like doing it when I do it. It's fun.
The thing is I just like with Valheim, I just feel like it's very boring because I don't know what I'm doing still, and like I'm not moving forward a lot. Like I kind of just I'm like very much like I have to do everything. I can't just like beeline to things. Where like with the game's kind of similar to Terraria in the way that like the way the game is like things are locked behind boss progression. Like, you can't get a pickaxe in Valheim until you kill the first boss. And then once you kill the first boss, you can go and make, like, armor, and you can make a boat, and then you can sail to the other islands, and the fucking map is huge. But yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things. It's very popular right now.
It's incredibly popular, and it's also because of, like, the memery you can do in it, because you can fuck over people pretty fun in a funny way.
Are you forced to be on a server with like a bunch of other people?
No, it's single player.
Oh, and like co-op and stuff, like more like Minecraft.
You can like host your own server with like the world that you have. I would say it's more like Terraria because Minecraft forces you to either figure out how to host your own server or pay for Minecraft realms. Where this is just like you start your world and all you do is you click a button that says start server. So then people can just join you. Up to like 10 people can join you when it's just your server.
That's cool.
And then they have community servers up as well. I just don't feel like fucking with those because I don't think there's a PvP aspect in the game, and I kind of think it's pointless to have community servers if it's just like, oh, we're just going to rape and pillage the land of its resources and build things. That's it.
I guess. I think it's, like, obviously just a good feature because it's just, like, all right to have,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Or if you made like a modded community server where it's like literally come in here and just like take a section of land because we just have a flat land area and just make like your own map. Like make like a giant
cool.
structure and show off or some shit. Like, because the building system in the game is weird. It's like you have to use this hammer, and using the hammer you can place like walls and floor pieces and stuff, but then also like you can't have freestanding structures or things floating in the air. There's like a physics-based thing to it.
Oh.
Like they'll snap into place when they're connected. It's not like, oh, let me run at this wall that's not connected to anything and the wall falls over. It's like if the wall's touching the floor, it's steady. But as you put more walls on top, the weaker the walls up top will be because it has less footing. Or if you like just try and like put a big roof over and you don't put lattice and supports, then the roof will collapse. I'm not at the point where I'm making big buildings yet because that's purely for fun. Like there's no benefit to making a big house. It's not like people will move in or anything.
Unless you play with like a bunch of people.
Yeah, but then they probably want to make their own house so they can make their own decisions and have their own loot that they hide away.
We make a group house commune in this family, Ian. We all work on it together.
It's a Viking game, so making a longhouse would be pretty, like, aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for Valheim. Until I beat that game.
Let's talk about WandaVision, baby.
WandaVision. Can you believe that so little happened? I'm kidding. Enough happened. I was talking to a guy at work about it, and he's
Ian,
like,
were you excited to see John Krasinski show up?
No,
he showed up.
I didn't think that he would ever show up because he didn't.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh wait, yeah, he did actually. He's actually been in the show the whole time. Randall Park. Remember that joke from The Office, kids? It was very funny.
I've never seen The Office because I watch good shows.
I don't like The Office either, but there's one bit in The Office where he like shows up.
No, I know. We made that joke last week.
It's a good one.
It was very funny. But yeah, so WandaVision this week, I think I've heard a lot of people who are like, oh, this was disappointing. And I think most of those people, it's their own fault. Because they were like, I theorized this. I expected these things.
I expected what happened at the end of the second season of The Mandalorian. Like a big, like a
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, like a character from like Marvel showing up, like, oh look, fucking Chris Evans is here to save the day. And it's like, no, it's a contained story.
I don't think that. But like the problem is, I think that expectation and that theorizing and that shit. Like, I think a lot of people like kind of hype themselves up for something in a way that's their own fault and not the show's fault, because I think the show, for the most part, I will talk about the one thing that I think people are entitled to feel like somewhat disappointed in, because it's kind of the show's fault. But the show I think they set up exactly what they wanted, which is a show about a character who is grieving, that like does a bad thing because they're grieving and has to come to terms with their grief and stop doing it. And I think they really did execute upon that in a way that I think it was really good. Like I like the whole episode. The ending with Vision and Wanda saying goodbye like made me like tear up a bit. Like it was very sad. Like it worked.
Yeah. Let's put the kids to sleep because it's peaceful when you die in your sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was sad. Like
yeah.
I think it all worked. And she walks away and the house disappears.
Yeah, well, like, she doesn't walk away. She's like holding on to the Vision. He disappears, and then she looks up or whatever, and she's just sitting in the empty lot that the house was supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she's wearing them stinky ass clothes. Because she has been wearing. Because she may be changing her outward appearance, but she's been wearing those clothes the whole time.
But Ian, hold on. Let me backtrack for you.
Yeah.
When that billboard got destroyed, when the town turned back to normal after the hex was gone, the billboard was fine again.
So it's a time thing.
It's not necessarily a time thing.
Yeah, I know.
What I'm saying
It's a dumb
It's
joke.
a reset, which means the clothes have become undirty as well.
No, they're dirty because she wore them before she got there. But
They're as dirty as they were when she got there.
They don't. She doesn't turn back into them and go like, ah.
Yeah, they're not. They don't have the 7 days. I think the show took place like over the course of a week.
Yeah, probably. I would say a week. Yeah, a week is fine.
Yeah.
Considering like this, the stuff that happened with Darcy being in there as like the circus performer. Mm-hmm. Like the Vision leaves.
They said
the
that
car,
happened the next morning. Yeah.
It doesn't. Not even the next morning. It's like the fucking next 2 hours. Because Vision leaves the car and starts flying.
Right. Well, no. Oh, yeah. Well, he leaves the car and starts flying, and he gets there at the beginning of this episode, which means the last 3 episodes happen the same, like 2 hours ish.
Yeah.
But I mean, before that though, Darcy gets there, and it's explicitly the following morning from when the hex got expanded.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So yeah. Excuse me.
I wish I didn't fucking order shawarma last night.
Why?
Because I don't want to cook anything tonight. So I could have ordered shawarma again, but I'm not having it twice in a row.
Did you have any leftovers?
No, I ate them all. I was very hungry. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think the show's very good. I will say that like the big sky laser fight between Scarlet Witch and Agatha was a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah, it's kind of just like...
It was cool that she did learn a thing instead of just fighting.
But it's one of those things where, like, fucking Agatha Harkness has been a witch for a long time. Before they showed her flashback where she killed everyone in her coven, she was still a witch or maybe like fucking 100 years before that. Like, she's been a witch for a long time. So her knowledge of spells is something that she has gathered over time. Like, she is very well trained. She is trained to be able to do all these things. And then Wanda shows up and goes like, ha, I can do it now because I saw you do it once.
Yeah, that's how movies work.
Yeah, well, actually, did she say... Actually, you know what? I think Agatha said it was a simple spell to do the...
Yeah.
So never mind. I forgot about that line. But it's like,
Also, she says she's much weaker than Wanda.
Yeah, it's the fucking whole thing of like, you're physically stronger than me.
It seemed like they were going to do the thing...
Doing.
It seemed like they were going to do a much more obvious thing where she throw the power at Agatha and then too much power and she's explodes with the power.
I was like Dragon Ball Z.
That was the obvious shit. That was the obvious shit, and they didn't do the obvious shit. So I'll give them a pat on the back for that.
Yeah.
Now,
or like the chaos magic inside of her sometimes would just be like, no, I don't like being in you, and boobs her or some shit.
So yeah. I do think that worked. What else though? What else? The one thing that I will say is kind of dog shit, and that like I hope everybody learns their lesson about this. But okay, on the one hand, I love that this pissed people off, and that maybe makes it worth it.
Yeah. Boner?
The reveal of who Evan Peters was playing.
He was just a man.
Ralph Boner.
He was just a man named Ralph Boner. The funny thing is I saw like some like clickbait articles on like, Games Radar for some reason.
Yeah.
And like, comicbook.com. I was like, okay. They're like, who Ralph Boner really is? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to give you the click because I can just research it myself. And I'm like, Ralph Boner. And the first result is the Cinematic Universe Wikia. So it means he's not a character.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah. You were sitting there waiting for me to finish talking, and I thought, like, what if I'm just saying something wrong and Nathan's about to school me?
No, he has a headshot, so he is probably an actor.
Yeah.
It's unclear how he got to be the run fast powers. Did Wanda manifest that? Did Agatha do that?
I think it's Agatha granted with the necklace he was wearing.
Maybe part of the necklace.
Powers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, the necklace. Here's the thing.
I think they probably should have just got Aaron Taylor Johnson to play this character.
Here's the thing, though. Well, because then when they took off the necklace, he would have to become a different person.
No, I would have just been like, Agatha found this actor and got him to get plastic surgery to look like Quicksilver, and then brainwashed him, right?
Or
and then
brainwashed him, and then, or like, well, the necklace he was wearing
is the brainwash.
But also, what if it's not a brainwash, and it's a possession? Because
sure, she said
he specifically says that this is his man cave. He comes and hangs out here while the missus is out doing her work or whatever the fuck. Why would he refer to her as that if it was just it could be a brainwash, he would call her that, but to call her the missus, I feel like it's some other character in there that they just decided to not go with, like, oh, who is it?
But then, like, I feel like they're not going to answer this question in any other piece of media.
They're not.
So
I think,
So I don't think it's a real thing. I think
unless
it's just
she
whatever.
does it again, like puts that necklace on someone else, and he like reacts like, "Oh, fuck you."
Yeah,
like,
I guess maybe in Doctor Strange 2 when we come back to get Agatha because fucking Scarlet Witch did something fucked up.
Who do you think will
maybe
unleash
we'll see
Agatha,
him again?
Though? Do you think the Scarlet Witch will go? When
Scarlet Witch. Nobody else has
the.
the power to do that. Yeah.
I don't know. The Sorcerer Supreme is a pretty supreme dude. Well,
Sorcerer
actually, the Scarlet
Supreme
Witch is more powerful.
Explicitly less powerful.
Well, it also stated to be less powerful.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's explicitly said. You're more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah. So, Ralph Boner, he meant nothing. He was just a pawn to fuck
Probably
up
shouldn't
Monica
have been
Rambeau.
Probably shouldn't have been Evan Peters. Like, in retrospect, probably shouldn't have been Evan Peters. I think you could have gotten away with the whole, like, fun guessing stuff if it was Aaron Taylor Johnson, and then you explained it was an actor who had gotten plastic surgery or glamour.
I don't know.
Or whatever.
I don't agree with you on that part. I think it was just a fun thing to do.
Yeah, it's just the problem is, like, everybody was like, X-Men, 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 X-Men. And
but that felt like what the whole show was trying to do, because every week you were like, it's going to be Mephisto, and then you saw that fucking bug on the wall, and you're like, it's Mephisto, and he was not in the show at all.
But you know where he is going to show up in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah,
because
but, like,
he's the one that has her kids. Guarantee it. I'm still on the Mephisto train.
Because their kids went to hell because they beat up those cops.
They have souls. No. Because she invented souls. 2 souls that don't have bodies. So obviously,
okay, whatever. But he wasn't in the show. He never actually showed.
No, he wasn't.
Came.
But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Mephisto wasn't there.
But
right?
I just think like that was their plan, is to like bait Marvel fans with their like big theories. Like when I think like they said, oh, we're gonna get an aerospace engineer, and people were like Reed Richards, and then it was like
but
a
that
random
wasn't.
woman.
But that was actual just bullshit. Like that was in. So there's a difference between.
But that's what I'm saying. It's all.
There's
bullshit.
a difference between fans reaching and then they're mad for a dumb reason, and then like the show explicitly doing something and then not even paying it off at all, which is like the Ralph Boner thing. Again, I'm not 100% pissed. I just think that it is like a wasted opportunity. You know what I mean? Because now we can't get Evan Peters to show up again as Quicksilver. What?
Right,
what are you laughing
I'm sorry.
at?
I'm just like, I casually scroll through things on this. So I saw something that's a callback to our super straight conversation.
Yeah.
And it's a 4chan green text that was posted. Oh my God, so long ago. It's posted last year. Or maybe this is the origin. It says, be me, 21, super straight male, get horny one night and decide to go use the local glory hole. Actually kind of enjoy it. Halfway through, person on the other side moans. It's a guy's moan. Realize I've been sucking a man's cock this entire time. God, I fucking love green text. They're so good.
That's funny.
Yeah, so anyways, you think it's just all of them being like cleverly throwing in Easter eggs to be like, look at this. I think it's all bullshit and they just want to fuck with you guys.
No, listen, I'm not the Marvel fanboy theorist guy. I just like fucking around. I'm not mad that Mephisto didn't show up. And I think people who are mad
there was no other they didn't backdoor pilot like they did with fucking every Mandalorian episode in season 2.
Yeah. Like that doesn't need to happen.
Yeah. Like fucking 4 different shows in one season. Eat my ass.
Yeah. But again, the Evan Peters thing, I think, is a bit of a waste of potential.
Yeah,
Like,
to not have him actually come back, like to be like, oh,
Which
this
is-
is Quicksilver. I think that
I
would
do
be
like
cool, but
I do like the joke though. The joke is funny. It is funny, and like I am a big supporter of like what they did with the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. I think that really works. Not with like Aldrich Killian being like, "Oh, I am the Mandarin," but I mean like the bit where he's an
But
actor.
also, I don't
think
think
that
he-
does work.
I don't think he is the Mandarin because the real Mandarin will show up in
Well, that's a
Shang-Chi.
that's a retcon.
Yeah. Yeah, so
But
What
yeah,
else?
you know, the show's great though. Overall.
I like it when she started to close the thing because her guilt was like, oh no, I've actually really fucked up these people's lives, and like I'm
Yeah.
actually actively imprisoning people who I don't have a thing for the plot with.
Agatha makes a great comment about America.
Heroes don't torture people.
Yeah, that's a really great piece of anti-American, anti-CIA.
Well, that could
You know.
just be like looking into it. I really like Randall Park's bluff he does, where he's like, my friends at thing, whatever the fuck he said.
Oh yeah,
are
that bit.
coming
My friends at
within the
Quantico are
hour.
coming within the
Yeah.
hour.
And
Hey,
then it's because he stole the phone. Also,
Did you guys get here within the hour?
why is this phone just unlocked?
You know, some people leave it unlocked. You know,
I just feel like if you're a government agent, you probably shouldn't leave your phone unlocked.
I mean, I don't think there was any special files on there. He literally just used it to be a phone.
Yeah, he probably just stole someone's personal phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the guy's like, where's my fucking phone?
Oh fuck, dude.
Oh shit, I lost another one. Why do I keep leaving these unlocked? Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that
Hayward's
dude.
a piece of shit.
Oh, well, we've known that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darcy, I'm almost certain the reason why she randomly only shows up for one line in this scene, in this episode, is because of like COVID and she wasn't there for the reshoots.
Oh, there was like, when we were watching, there was like a weird shot at one point, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I think this was a COVID shot. Like it was like the lighting on like the characters' faces. It was like one of those like, oh, we're not actually in the scene together. It's like cutting back between like these I don't know, I can't remember the term right now, but it was like the lighting on someone's face was like on the wrong side, and we all noticed.
Oh, it was an OTS.
Yeah,
Like-
and it was like, oh, and I was like, it's probably a COVID shot. Like, there's tons of these in the.
Yeah, they
episode.
did have to do some reshoots during COVID. So
I think quite a bit of the show was shot during COVID as well.
yeah, but like a good amount was shot. A majority of the filming was done before, but some was done during. Is what I mean.
Yeah, and well, early COVID as well, where it was actually like you can't be in the same room together, but now filming has just started up with everything, and it's like fuck it,
Yeah.
just don't wear a mask when you're off camera. Wear a mask, please.
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's one other part to this episode. Actually, there's two parts. We can
post
talk.
credit scenes.
Well, there's the Vision fight.
Oh,
where
the White Vision. Yeah.
I don't like that color scheme. I really hope they do like one thing with the White Vision where he's like rechecking out the planet because he's alive again. That's the thing. Is Vision the TV show Vision gave the memories back to original Vision. Well, original Vision's body, and now he is the Vision again. But now he's this white man, and as we know, Hollywood doesn't like white men.
No,
That was something the guy I argue the right wing dude I argue with at work said, and I was like, God, that was funny.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so White Vision, I'm pretty sure I know what they're going to do because of the comics, which is
I just
White
hope
Vision
at one
has all
point
the
he looks at
memories,
himself
but
and
none of
goes
the
like, I
emotions.
don't like this color, and then just goes back to the red.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
Or at least give him like a suit. Like I don't like he can be white faced Vision, but just like be like, hey man, where's some
No,
clothes?
he's going to be all white. That's from the fucking comics, dude.
It's ugly.
It looks fine.
It's
I don't know
gross.
what you're even talking about. It
It's
looks
stupid.
It literally looks fine.
No, it doesn't. You literally have no taste in fashion, Sonic shirt.
Fuck you. Like not I don't know, you're wearing a jacket inside.
This is a cardigan.
It's a jacket, isn't it?
No, it's a cardigan.
Wouldn't you say a cardigan is a type of jacket?
No, I'd say a cardigan is a type of sweater.
Isn't a sweater a type of a jacket?
No, stop arguing. This is stupid.
Fuck you, Fiddler shirt.
Oh yeah, I am wearing that again.
Yep. Anyway, White Vision, pretty sure what they're going to do is he has all the memories, but none of the emotions and personality, so they're going to do that.
I think he has the emotions. I think it's just going to be like a relearning of things. Like a dude with amnesia coming out being like...
I'm going to send you a thing from like when the comics did the White Vision.
Yeah, okay, so... those children said ACAB.
They did.
They beat up those cops, but then Hayward shows up and he decides to kill them.
Hit by a truck, baby.
But, well, first he leaves the vehicle and decides to blindly shoot at them, and Monica uses her superpower to stop the bullets. Here's the thing. I just thought this was dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
What the final bullet misses, and it's like, oh no, it's gonna hit the kids. Monica Rambeau is probably 5'4" at least. The bullet goes past her head. These kids are 3'5".
Yeah.
The bullet was of no danger. It should have been like under the arm or something, but like up here, I'm like, that child is fine.
Yeah.
He really didn't need to stop it. But yeah, so they beat up the cops.
He is in fact Wiccan.
Yeah. We've known that because he's already has been using his powers a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. And then Agatha becomes the noisy neighbor. She becomes the character she's meant to be.
Yeah. And there's that horrific thing where, because they mention that it's torture, and they
like you're aware that you're in it.
Yeah, in a sec. Yeah, so like they put her in it and she does that big smile, but like you can see her fucking eyes are full of tears, super creepy.
God, Catherine Hahn. That's her name, right?
She's so great.
She's amazing. The amount of like time she goes from like she switches up, or like the way she's acting, where she's like, I'm horrified. Ha ha ha. This is actually on my side.
Yeah.
She does it like 3 times, but still, it's very good. She's a very good actress.
Yeah, she's really good. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to come back for her. That I'm glad they didn't kill her off, because I think that you can do more with that character.
Yeah.
You know, and every Marvel villain gets murdered in their movie, which sucks.
I feel like she'll either come back because Wanda lets her out, or there'll be some nonsense where she's like, Mephisto came for me. If they do go along the lines of Mephisto having the kids, maybe Mephisto does some shit where he gives like the kids a corporeal body so they can leave wherever, and they go back and they're now like brainwashed, and Wiccan uses his like bit of male witch powers and releases her, because if Vision and Wanda can do it, he should be able to do it.
Yeah, so like, while we're there, let's just hop into the fucking post-credit scenes.
Yeah. So post-credits number 1, Monica's going to space
to meet up with Nick Fury, who we saw in space at the end of Spider-Man, which takes place like 8 or 9 months after this.
Yeah. So Nick Fury. Well, I saw that they said Nick Fury, but it could also have been Carol. But Carol's probably busy, so most likely Nick Fury.
Friend of your mom's, who is also referred to as the boss, pretty much exclusively has to be Nick Fury or Talos, and we know Talos is Nick Fury on Earth, so.
But that's 8 or 9 months later, and I'm just gonna take a guess and say that woman is the same female Skrull we had playing Maria Hill.
Oh, no, because she knows her, because that's Talos' wife.
Yes.
And she knows Talos' wife, but she doesn't recognize this Skrull.
Does she?
She doesn't recognize this Skrull.
Does she know Talos' wife?
Yeah, they came to her house for dinner.
Yeah, but it's been years. She seems to be like pretty surprised to see.
That's how that works in the MCU, Ian. Everybody's friends when they meet
she
once.
was like fucking 8.
Yeah, but everybody's friends when they meet one time.
You're right.
That's in these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Nick Fury probably hung out with Maria Rambeau afterwards.
Yeah.
Probably fucked.
So anyway,
once or
she's
twice,
going
at
to
least.
space, and that's going to lead into her being in either Secret Invasion or Captain Marvel 2 or both.
Yeah, she's probably going to learn to use her superpowers up there, and then it's going to be like, oh, she just is a master of them now, instead of it being
Yeah.
like, oh, what can
And
she
she's
do?
going to become Photon, and maybe the leader of Sword.
Well, she probably already should be. Like, who else is going to do it?
Yep.
Jimmy Woo gets transferred.
That'd be sick. No, he's got to be the agent of Atlas.
I think it would be really fun to have like a future ensemble cast where Jimmy Woo shows up as like his new higher position, and Ant-Man's just there like, what's the FBI doing here?
And Jimmy Woo's like, I'm not an agent of the FBI. I'm an agent of Atlas. I run an
but
entire
then you know what he
Asian
does?
American superhero team.
You know what he does?
What?
Shing.
Do it again, baby.
Yeah. To show that
No,
did,
he
and
does
Paul
like
Rudd's
he
just
does like an
"You
even
did
more
it!"
complicated. He does an even more complicated magic trick.
Or no,
and then Paul Rudd's like, how'd you do that?
He gives him his business card to the other one, and he's like, what about asking for something else? And then he does the complicated one.
Yeah,
Like, I have surpassed you. Yeah.
that'd be a fun bit.
Monica Rambeau is in space.
She's going to space. And speaking of women being somewhere else,
Wanda's in two places, but next to each other.
yeah, Wanda is in the mountains. Lots of people are saying the Wundagore Mountains, which is almost certainly true.
I don't know what that is.
It's a thing from the comics.
I
Don't
didn't
worry
look
about
at
it.
your fucking snap.
Oh, you should. It's a really like a fucked up scene.
Okay, yeah, go on. So these are just some important mountains.
Yeah, so she's got a little cabin there. She's got her Scarlet Witch form, reading the Darkhold, similar to how fucking Doctor Strange was reading books with his astral form.
Huh.
And then she hears from beyond, off screen,
Mom.
her children screaming for help. And then she looks up and she goes, and then the
Maybe
show
the
ends.
way she's a villain in the Doctor Strange movie, because that's pretty much confirmed, isn't it?
It's confirmed she's in the movie. It's not confirmed she's the villain. I
Okay.
personally,
So
I don't
maybe-
want to see her as the villain because we've just seen an entire story where grief causes her to do something wrong, and she learns that it's wrong and stops it from happening.
So-
and I don't want to see her have the exact same arc right after once again.
So maybe here's my my pitch here is
Okay.
what she does is go into what she has. She finds a thing in the dark home. She's like, where could my kids be? Well, they had souls, clearly, because we're just saying souls exist. So where would they go when a soul passes on, or when it has nowhere to go? And she finds it goes to this realm, and her whole thing. What's the fucking Doctor Strange movie called?
Multiverse of Madness.
So maybe she tries to find how to get to where her kids are, and in that she has to go and fuck around with maybe an artifact that the Sorcerer Supreme has to protect.
Yeah, what I think is she's going to start exploring the multiverse, and then like I think potentially what we could have is that because Spider-Man's going to introduce some multiverse shit, right? And
Well,
Doctor Strange in that.
They said the Spider-Man with the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield thing, they said they're not coming back as Spider-Man. They're in the movie, but they're not Peter Parker.
Do we know that? I don't think that's even been confirmed.
I'm going to double check, but I swear that was a news thing. Tobey Maguire. Spider-Man. I don't want to search Spider-Man 3. It's going to give me the wrong thing.
New Spider-Man 3.
Okay, this is Cinema Blend. It says they're in the movie in the weirdest way possible, so I assume that would mean not the way we expected, which was as Spider-Man.
I don't know. We'll learn about it as the movie comes out. I don't want to definitely call something one way or another for that. But at the very least, Jamie Foxx and fucking Alfred Molina are in it, and that implies some multiverse shit.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Doctor Strange is in
You know,
it.
I said earlier that I think it would be kind of cool to bring back, like, Tobey Maguire into Spider-Man, but not as Spider-Man, as, like, a Doc Ock. Like, bring him back as a villain.
Maybe.
But then if Alfred Molina's there, why?
Yeah.
That's
No.
Doc Ock.
Yeah. So, anyway, let me just real quick blast through what I think here. we're going to see, I think Wanda is going to venture into the multiverse to try to get her kids' souls back from Mephisto. I'm still on the Mephisto train.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And then what's going to happen is she's going to do this, but this is going to unleash Mephisto and allow him to come into the real world or whatever, right? Or into the multiverse or whatever we wind up having here. And then that means she's going to have to team up with Doctor Strange to do that, to fix that problem.
So I was talking to someone in the Discord because I had a question and I wasn't sure about it. And I asked if Doctor Strange was the Sorcerer Supreme yet. According to
movies?
According to the MCU wiki, which is definitely done by a person who cares a lot more than me and you, he is not the Sorcerer Supreme.
But he gets the title of Sorcerer Supreme from the Ancient One.
I don't know if that's how succession works, but it just says he's the Master of the New York Sanctum. That's his titles is Doctor and Master of the New York Sanctum. So I guess he hasn't gotten the job yet.
I thought he said he was the fucking whatever. Not a big deal.
It's just a thing that I was like, is he at that level yet? Is he the guy? Or is there someone more powerful than him? And I just think maybe because it doesn't, for like the kind of organization it is where someone can become so powerful very quickly. Like he was like, he joined in like 6 months. He was like as powerful as the villain who like trained there his whole life and was also using bullshit powers. But he's just a genius like that. So like there's definitely someone stronger than him in there. Like that's all I'm saying.
Maybe, I don't know. I think he's maybe the Sorcerer Supreme, but maybe they didn't say it in that, but they'll say it in the next one.
Yeah.
Where was I? Oh yeah. Wiccan in the comics is the future Sorcerer Supreme.
So if you're a witch, learning the mystical arts would make you more powerful.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe she should do that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I think that's probably all we're going to have to say.
Yeah.
But WandaVision's a great show.
We're going to have a short episode next week since we don't have fucking
WandaVision to deal with.
Shit. But then we'll be back at it.
Got 2 weeks off, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got Falcon and the Winty.
Oh, did you see they uploaded a new like commercial thing for it today?
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't watch it. But anyway, let's sign off because I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go order food. I think I'm gonna get like a burrito bowl or something.
Oh, nice. Thanks so much.
I'm gonna go to the beer store and it's in the same plaza, so I might as well just like whoop.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening to the podcast, guys. If you want to hear more of us, you can always subscribe, rate, review on whatever platform you're on. Give us a like. I don't fucking know. If you want to see more of us, youtube.com/N8SComedy, where we have every episode of the podcast, plus stream uploads from when I occasionally stream, and other video essay style content that I make very occasionally. If you want to follow myself personally, I'm at The Media Hole on Twitter. I'm at twitch.tv/The Media Hole. I'm at The Media Hole on TikTok. And when your balls get stuck to your leg.tumblr.com.
Change your name.
Ian is on every social media platform, and he's recently come under fire for saying he's hyper straight, which is like super straight, but you use multiple characters at the same time. Thank you so much for listening.
I came under fire for saying I can't came under Lola Bunny's tits anymore. I don't know.
I think mine was funnier because it was a hyper fighter joke.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.
Fuck you. Bye.